No, it's not failure. This is just a setback. I'll come back more powerful than you could ever imagine.
This isn't even your final form.
I also need to fix the cam, because apparently Avigator was going to be the one during this session. No longer. I'm back in my rightful place.
Oh,
darn it.
GM episode.
Too late. But hello, we're back at it once more for the Eastern Marches in our Mouse Guard game, and we are going to be enjoying the summer season, because you might have tuned in a couple weeks ago where we did our finale for spring, and everybody there had a pretty wonderful time. And if you don't know what's happening, we'll do a little bit of a recap, as well as a general lead into what Mouse Guard is. So, if you don't know, Mouse Guard is this fantastic role-playing game about this little wonderful comic called Mouse Guard, and it's all about little mice. And these little mice have wonderfully clever brains and big brave hearts, and they protect the settlements that are in the mouse territories, and all of them just sort of try to get along and be happy and not let the snake eat them when they go to pick the berries. That's rough, though, because it's not just the snake they have to worry about. It's the torrential rain that is the thunderstorm of spring. It is the heat wave that will cause them to collapse from a day's work. It is all kinds of awful things that make it difficult for tiny little mice to make it through. And we're going to play all about that, because gosh darn, we love all of this. And from here, we will jump into a sort of prologue on what's been happening. From a different perspective, there are two mice in Lockhaven. These two mice are named Elric Bramblethorn and Lloyd Sacramento Woodsman. And the two of you have spent spring doing various tasks for the matriarch. And you're both guards mice, and the matriarch is the leader of the mouse guard. There has always been a matriarch heading the efforts of these brave mice, and the current one is named Gwendolyn. And during spring, you understand that she did a rather complex operation. It was an attempt to push eastward and make an outpost beyond the scent border run by the Mouse Guard into a full-blown settlement. She wants to expand the scent border. Now, this doesn't have a lot of support from some of the towns. They think it's actually very risky. But from what you know, the outpost is called Tapper's Point. Tapper's Point is pretty crazy from what you've heard. You've heard wild stories of them befriending crows, of making shady connections with Port Sumac and the pirates that live there, as well as fighting off a fox. But you have a fateful day ahead of you, because both of you receive a summons from the matriarch. And if you don't know, Lockhaven is the place in which the mice of the Mouse Guard reside. It is this citadel built into this cluster of stone and ivy. And do you two know each other by chance? Have you been in a patrol before with each other, or separately, anything like that? Do you think?
I don't think Elric's actually met him at all in this case. Met Lloyd at all.
I see. And Lloyd, I doubt you, in that case, you've seen him around then. You might be totally new to each other. Because both of you are guard mice. You might have recently become, from your tender paw, which is the lowest tier.
Very, very recently.
Oh no. So, the two of you step into the matriarch's office, which is at the peak.
Together?
Maybe not together. I'm going to actually stutter your entrances. So, who is the most prompt when they want to arrive on time, do you think?
I would say Elric.
Oh no!
That's fine. Oh, you can go first.
You want to go first?
Sure.
Alright, so Go ahead. Tell us your character's name. Tell us where they are from, what their cloak color is, and what your belief is.
Well, my character's name is Elric Bramblethorn. He's a red fur from Lockhaven. His cloak should actually, I have it as emerald. It actually should be forest green. That's a hooded forest green.
He's just carrying a big emerald on his back.
Shiny,
Oh yeah.
eye-catching.
Forest green, very delicate.
Because I need to attract all the attention. And his belief is cleverness, when applied properly, can bring down the most powerful foes.
I like it. And almost as prompt as you, coming through the door is you-know-who. Tell us who.
Lloyd Sacramento Woodspin. And what do you want me to know? What do you want to know about my character?
What's his fur color? Where's he from? And what is his belief?
He is from Barkstone, which is the crafting town. His fur is strawberry blonde. His cloak is a nice wooden brown to camouflage him with all the nice wood. And his belief is that the only thing that can really keep you safe is a roof over your head and strong walls.
That's
Which he builds.
Impressive. Gosh, this is what a duo. But then you realize you're not a duo actually, because sitting in the room with the matriarch, and you can see she's a blonde mouse. She has a bright blue, almost turquoise cloak, sort of strewn around her shoulders with some gold pauldrons. And you can see, even though she's retired, that giant halberd behind her hanging on the wall. You get the feeling that there's still a ferocity inside this mouse who leads the mouse guard. But there's also this gentle warmth. And you see that she is stepping around this long table that is her desk, and it's riddled with all sorts of different tokens that sort of display various patrols and what other copious amounts of tea that she is drinking. And there is an ominous thunder smack.
Thunder!
And you see there, and that's actually very on point, because the instant you come inside, two faces turn around. One of them, a fellow guard's mouse. He is actually a patrol guard, which is one rank higher than you. He is wearing a gray cloak, or a black cloak with gray fur. And another mouse turns around. She is not wearing a cloak of the mouse guard. Instead, she wears some spectacles, a rather form-fitting vest, as well as what looks like a very proper hat, just sort of covering her head. As she turns around and that thunderclap begins, she looks a little... She's got some gap in her teeth because, gosh darn, she's old as fuck. This mouse, strange to see a non-guards mouse inside the matriarch's office. You are greeted by the matriarch. She says, "Well, good to see both of you. Very prompt. Very nice." And you notice as she writes down something, as she gets a cup of tea and just takes a quick sip before putting it down. And then she says, "So, I'm certain you're curious what the mission is."
Yes, I'm very excited. I adjust my tool belt, try to look proper.
Well, take a seat and we'll go over it. I expect you to leave immediately once we get this over with. And
immediately? That's so soon. Is there an emergency? Should we be afraid?
No. It's very timely. We're having you both transport some very sensitive chemicals to the eastern scent border. And as you both know, well, your characters know, the scent border is this trail of chemicals that have sort of been mixed in with the dirt to ward off the worst of predators. It's basically the only thing that keeps things like bears, a few foxes and raccoons, and even wolves from entering. And thankfully, it's upkept pretty routinely. And
it's not a real wall, though.
Oh, no, it's not. And she gestures to these two mice that are here with you. This is Patrol Guard. Oh, gracious, you've been gone all spring. And he says, no, it's fine. Tamrick Butternut, good to meet you. And he holds out his hand to both of you.
I extend my hand and shake it.
And he
Me as
nods.
well.
And then she holds out another arm, gesturing to the old gray fur. And she says, and this is... Hold on. And she takes another sip. This...
I'm coming! Here I
Here I come! 27 drunken gnomes. Thank you. 27 drunken gnomes? What?
What the heck?
That's what their name was.
Hi. That's
Oh my goodness.
Their name was 27 drunken gnomes, and they followed me.
Who?
I don't
Okay.
know. They followed me on Twitch, and I wasn't expecting it. Anyways, this old fur looks up and sort of adjusts her little spectacles, and she says, "Oh, drink your tea. It's fine. I'm old Biddy Antle. Great to meet you." And she just gets up out of her chair and just claps both of you on the shoulder and says, "Oh, it's wonderful to see you.
Oh,
It's
hello.
wonderful to
Thank
see
you.
you too.
Oh yes, this will be a lovely time."
It's
She goes to
transporting
sit-
stuff. That doesn't sound too scary. That's
Are the
okay.
chemicals volatile at all, matriarch?
And instead of the matriarch answering, Miss Biddy just once again bursts out and says, "Yes, they're very volatile,
Oh,
Okay.
fresh."
gotta secure the cart then.
Yes,
Make sure
definitely.
it doesn't move.
And then Matrix says, "Yes, thank you, but this is actually the second part of the mission for both of you.
Okay.
You're being stationed at Tapper's Point for the summer."
Tapper's Point isn't that the thing beyond the right? No.
Yes, and I know you are wary, but trust me on this, Lloyd.
But I
Tapper's
did
Point-
everything right.
But yeah, that's exactly it. Tapper's Point needs right and strong-willed mice such as yourself. It's a growing town, and these chemicals are going to ensure its safety. These are the extension to the scent border.
However, I may serve the guard, my lady. I am
I sit down.
completely in your service.
I could ask for no less, thank you. And she lets out a sigh and just gestures to the dotted line that must be the extension past the scent border and says, "This will be the new border for the mouse territories by the end of the summer. I intend to ensure this.
So
But-
soon.
But regardless, do the best you can to help Tapper's Point grow. It is growing, and it is working. Are there any questions?"
I don't believe
I
I
can do to get another assignment, maybe.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Elric just kind of sighs, a little sigh of exasperation at Lloyd's outburst, and
No.
it's okay, ma'am. I'll make sure he arrives in one piece.
And the patrol guard you're with, she, strangely enough, stamps what looks like a waxed seal on a little letter and hands it to him and says, "You know your mission. You're to escort them and give this to Guard Captain Arabo, please."
Very well.
And she hands it to that patrol guard, Tamrick, and he says, "On the honor of a butternut, you have it. It'll be done," and tucks it into his cloak. And then he says, "Well, anything else you need to do? I'd be glad to wait outside the gates if you want to blubber more." And Biddy says, "Oh, don't be so cruel." And she comes over to to you, Lloyd, and just like pinches your whiskers and says, "There's no need to be afraid. It is in the wild that the mice thrive.
We
I
do?
couldn't. I
Of
couldn't
course we do.
completely agree more.
It's in our nature.
Never
And,
really had that experience, but okay.
Well, there's always time to beat it into you. Come along.
That's what I'm afraid of.
And here's where we get to the point where it's time to roll dice. It looks like
Excellent.
yeah, it looks like the two of you need to make it to Tapper's Point. It's all the way over here, though. Oh,
This
boy.
is where we die.
That's a long way. Oh no. Well, that's simple. All you need to do is just make a Pathfinder check. What is a Pathfinder check? Oh boy.
What is it?
Do either of you have the skill Pathfinder?
I do.
What
So do
what is the number on your Pathfinder skill?
3.
And mine is 3 as well.
My goodness, this is lovely. So one of you will have to say, I will make the check. I will roll my dice and try to get how many successes again? And that's when I, the GM, say, well, concerning the difficulty of this task, it appears to be obstacle 3, so I need 3 successes. Now, when you look at your skill rating tells you how many 6-sided dice you will be rolling. So it sounds like either of you could make this check with 3 dice, but you have to decide who.
No, he can do it.
Okay. So
I'll just help him out. My focus is on keeping these volatile chemicals from exploding.
good thing. I'm very pleased to hear that is a part of your intent. So, what we'll do is, Brahms, I think you will be the one rolling this check. So you have 3 dice right now. Unfortunately, it sounds like you need more dice. Like, getting 3 successes on all of those is going to be difficult.
Gonna be tough, yes.
It sounds like you need help.
Sounds like.
So, here's how help works. Another mouse character can say, well, yes, I can help because I have this skill, which is related to the task at hand. So, Lloyd,
Like the same skill?
you could help with the same skill, but I do a special house rule saying only one other mouse can help with the same skill. So, luckily, it's only you two for now. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and immediately say, just use your Pathfinder to help him. But you can look at all your other skills and say, well, how can this skill help, and how am I helping? So, sort of as you are being led out of Lockhaven and across the territories over several days to Tapper's Point, how are you helping Mr. Bramblethorn?
Well, most of all, I'm helping with my carpentry skill to make sure that those volatile chemicals do not explode or move at all.
Nicely.
And I'm keeping the wagons moving.
Oh, good. And sort of making sure they can go across terrain that would otherwise be inaccessible. Very nice. So, you're also going to get help from Miss Biddy.
Okay.
She is helping with her hunter.
Mhm.
You are also getting help from Tamrick Butternut. He is going to help you with his scout. So you're getting 3 helping dice, so you have a total of 6. 6
Okay.
dice. What?
Alright.
Do you think that's enough to succeed?
I think I'd be pretty good with 3. We'll see, because I've been catching up on previous episodes, and I've seen things go horribly, horribly wrong.
This is that moment.
This is that moment.
I'm ready. Please make my
Yeah.
day.
Show me those ones.
Show me those snakes. Oh!
Whoops.
You gotta put the /R before that, and then a
Oh,
space
okay.
in between. But you got the thing right. I thought I would have to tell you guys about that. Nicely done.
2 successes.
2 successes. That's rough. That's
That
rough,
is
friend.
rough.
Do you have a trait that might sort of be exemplified in this moment? What are your
See.
traits?
My current traits are Guard's Honor,
Mm,
Fearless, and Clever.
clever.
So in this case, Clever, I believe, could be used simply because I would be able to use it to look for a proper path, leading through the brush, because I'm clever at finding proper pathing.
I think that is acceptable. Go ahead and roll another d6. And also make note that you have used that trait for this session. You can only use your traits to help you once.
D6.
Rather that individual trait.
Yes.
So roll one more dice. And we'll see if that'll give you the success you need.
No, failure.
Sad.
No.
And that's where our story ends.
And they
In
all
a fiery explosion. No.
No!
Now that could happen. I could invoke a twist, which is what happens when you fail in Mouse Guard. Two things can happen. I can do a twist where I say something goes wrong. Your job is now even more complex and difficult. Or I can say, yeah, you get what you want, but there's another little tangent that will happen immediately after. Instead of doing that, I'm going to give you a condition. Both of you are going to be hungry and thirsty.
All right.
Ah, darn.
Knew I shouldn't have left the city.
You shouldn't have made me do it. Do the rolls.
Actually, that's a good point. You might have had better luck.
I got
don't
sent beyond the scent border. My luck is feeling really bad.
That might be the luck we need.
Oh man. So this is actually interesting because for one, it is summer, so the summer heat is just awful. You feel excruciating thirst, and you're not able to quench it a whole lot because it's a very far path that you're set on. And Patrol Guard Tamric is very intent on seeing you guys there. He pushes you relentlessly, and what's more, Miss Biddy Antherd is just as she's just as fierce. She keeps pointing up to the sky and pointing to random patches of grass, and at the worst of it, her seemingly endless paranoia draws you to leftovers from various animals that apparently have made passes, and she sort of hoarsely whispers about it all the time as she sort of like tries to push you onwards, trying to tell you, well, we can't stay here, it's awful. A snake's den, they're near.
She's right, we've got to keep moving.
Yes, she feeds that fear of the wild inside you, and pushes you onward past the scent border. And I'd say...
I was wrong!
Oh no!
I was wrong! We should have turned back!
No.
It's alright.
So, what does the scent border smell like?
I'm glad you asked. The scent border in my eye... Well, not eyes, my nostrils.
Your nose?
I get the sense that the scent border would, especially to a mouse, would smell a lot like a rotten egg that's been like melted in with like a bag of green apple Jolly Ranchers, and it's just this acrid, this nacrid odor that just, it's very pungent. And you guys push past it. It only lasts for a small while, but you feel like it's just like the smell is in your fur after you pass through. But then you're in the wild country, and with no patrol guards, or rather patrols of the Mouse Guard, to sort of make their paths and trails through and between the towns, it's very thick here. The cluttered bushes and weeds that sort of encroach upon the ground, it's very difficult. And eventually, all of you enter into this pine forest, and the ground you walk on is just crunched with these needles, these dried needles that are just like soaking up the sun, and they crackle under your paws and under the wheels of the cart. Until you guys finally come upon what looks like a path. And you also notice that Tamric sort of gives the nod and says, "Ah, Yes, this is where it's supposed to be. I was told
Ah,
about
finally.
this.
A path. Civilization.
And he looks up to the sky and says, "Yeah, we just have to go north here." And he just leads all of you up this path. And you come upon this little ring of cleared needles, as well as grass and other stuff. It's the closest thing to civilization you've really come to, because in the center of this is a massive pine tree, and built along the trunk and near the roots are little houses, also little dwellings as well. And you see that there are what looks like lamps sort of set aside to be lit during the night. And you see that there are mice actually making their way to and fro, sort of unloading some supply carts into a second entrance into Tapper's Point. This definitely looks like the outpost that you were told about, but it actually looks like it's coming along. Like there's like stairs leading up along the trunk, and it's built into this immense pine tree. So, I don't know. What do you think about it?
How
Mr.
many mice are there, is my guess.
Last you were told, there were probably around, what do you think? I think 20 or 30 mice?
Yeah, somewhere between those.
Yeah,
numbers,
because I think like half of the town is mouse guard. But,
I might mistake it for an inn.
but
pretty much.
A nice inn
settlements go,
along
it's
the
kind of
way to the
pathetic.
real city.
but they hope with the renovations and expansion, more mice will opt to settle in Tapper's Point.
Yeah, who wouldn't want to live here? No walls, no scent border, nothing.
And Granny Anther just sort of says, "Oh, you'd expect that, wouldn't you? Just look at this place." Oof. She just seems very gruff about it.
Well, let's get some food and drink first, because this journey's been long.
It has. And upon closing in to the entrance, it is guarded by 2 mice in this heavy set of armor, just absolutely weighed down by this very finely made armor. Both of them carry halberds. Wow, that's going to be a big bang. There it is. And
Is that
after
special
this,
effects, or is that real?
I know the thunderstorm.
Okie doke.
Savannah, Georgia. And as you get closer to the entrance to Tapper's Point, one of these mice steps forward. You see he has little tufts of red fur sticking out, and you hear him say, "Well, hey there! Welcome to Tapper's Point. How are you doing?"
It's like, I'm wonderful. How are you?
"Oh, I'm just dandy. That's awful nice of you to say."
Wonderful. We've been on the road for days, and we don't have any food and water.
"Oh no, that's awful."
I
It
was a tenderpaw during the Weasel War. Going days without food and water is pretty commonplace.
That's really impressive. I never got to be in the Weasel War. I joined later when I was like a youngin'. But now I'm a big man. Look at my armor. It's great, isn't it?
It is some
does
nice
look really
armor.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it made during our spring. It was great.
Elric comes up closer to this mouse and inspects the armor as he worked in a forge when he was younger prior to joining the Mouse Guard, and inspects this armor. What could he tell of the make of that armor? How well is it made?
You get the idea that it's definitely crude, but
Okay.
it was sort of, from the looks of it, it was probably mass-produced over a long week of hard labor by a certain armorer. But you look and see, yeah, this thing would take a snake bite, no problem. It's very heavy armor.
That looks pretty cool. Is there maybe one more? Just let me know.
Yeah, if it hasn't been loaned out. I mean, you're guards mice. You'll probably get one if you ask.
Whew. That's gotta be a big help.
And
Feeling better already.
You see the mouse next to him. She's a little smaller, but she is also... These two are guards mice, by the way. They're wearing guard cloaks. And she says, "You're here for business, I assume? Not just to chat up a storm?"
Yeah, we've got these chemicals.
Ah, God, good to hear.
They might explode though, so you might want to be careful with unloading them.
That's not good to hear. That sounds great! Let's bring him inside!
Oh, you really have to be careful. So, you know, send someone with steady hand.
Oh, well, sure thing. And he goes, "Oh gosh, I better get Ada. She'll know who to get." And he runs inside, and you just hear, "Ada! Ada, where are you?"
Blaze!
Ada!
What is it?
Ada, we got some science stuff down here.
You do know I'm not the scientist, right?
I thought you were sisters. Don't sisters have similar interests?
I'll be down in a second.
Well, okay. Should I get Tilly instead? She's smart.
Yeah, get Tilly too, please.
All right. And Tilly, you hear your name being hollered out throughout the entire community of town. You guys can hear this. Tilly! Tilly!
Tilly is probably with the Weaver person, like up to her elbows in some sort of stinky dye. and she hears the sound of Blaze being Blaze, and she's like, "Oh God." And so she gets up and like attempts to clean herself off, but no, it stained her fur green. Oh no. And so she like tries to wipe it off, and it's all over her face, and it's all over like her like sides and stuff, and her arms are green, and she's just like, this is a hopeless cause. So she goes out to meet Blaze and his peeps.
So I guess Ida and Tilly will come down, and both of you see that there are 3 guards mice here. You also see there is another elderly mouse. She is a gray fur, and has spectacles, a really neat sort of pointed hat on her head, and also wearing this odd like cape that she seems to have fashioned out of leaves and a few potent herbs. When she was making this, Elric and Lloyd, she was chanting something. You couldn't really understand it. It was one night in particular where it was a big heavy thunderstorm, and she was just out in the mud, just rubbing it into the ground and like folding it over, all the while like chant singing this odd hymn.
Old people, they do the darndest things.
And Tilly, as you come out, in your green, unfortunate mistake, you see your grandmother, Biddy Antherd. What is your reaction?
To freeze in place. And her eyes kind of widen, and her ears droop, and then pin flat to her neck. And then, as though in mid-stride, she resumes moving, and turns on her heel and goes back inside.
Wasn't
Tilly!
that the mouse that was supposed to be looking at the chemicals?
Tilly! I go after her, like,
Tilly's running.
Tilly!
Running! Running!
I think we made a bad impression.
Slow down.
Well,
So Tamric is gonna say, "I think we'll take care of this. Could you two report to Arabelle, I believe? Yes, actually, go do that. Get those 2 mice there, show you where it is. Miss Billy, will you come with me?" And she goes, "Oh, well, of course, darling, I'd be happy to."
Do I hear this?
Yes, you
I'm guessing I
do.
hear this. Recognizing the slight accent, I kind of whip my head around and I give this woman a very odd look.
She catches it, and she gives you this. "Oh, you're so beautiful in that garb, dear. Do tell my granddaughter she'll never have one."
Wow, harsh.
You two, come with me. Yeah, Bye.
Okay.
I just continue walking.
She'll never earn it.
Well, that's not nice. And I keep walking.
And there, you guys are. Ida, if you want to grab Tilly before these other two mice get there, by all means.
Oh yeah. I kind of, as I see her, I kind of grab her by the arm. Was that she was related to you?
Tilly seems to have forgotten how speech works, and she just keeps trying to get I don't know if Etta has a hand on her or whatever. But,
Yeah.
She's trying to she's trying to pull away, and she's headed back towards the closet sort of thing that she's claimed as her sleeping area, and she's you know the little medicine pouch that hangs around her neck at all times.
Yeah.
She's trying to pull it off without taking off her guard cloak, and she's just give me 2 seconds. I need to put this away.
Oh, yeah, okay. I kind of follow her. I'm like, hey, wait, just a second, you guys. Sorry, we just gotta drop something off before we see Arabelle.
And Tilly darts into her room, and her room is a mess. She seems to have piled a bunch of dirt into it for some reason, and sleeps on the dirt and straw and dead leaf matter and stuff. And she digs into it and shoves the little pouch and buries it like a dog, and then just kind of slinks out and seems to she's kind of shrinking into herself and kind of hanging close to you, Etta. And she doesn't seem to know what to do. She's just gonna follow you around now.
Yeah. No, she doesn't seem like a very nice person.
Tilly shakes her head.
Oh no. I go back. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. My name's Etta, and I'm guessing you two need to see Arabelle, correct?
Yes.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, just follow us. I kind of motion. I still kind of am very Tilly
Oh no.
as we walk away.
Okay, as you guys sort of start making your way up in this courtyard inside Tapper's Point, you guys also seem to notice that it has been very well put together. They seem to have expanded on this small courtyard that is sort of built into this tree, and it also appears as though they have railings for the stairs.
Railings?
Yeah, it's
What is this?
exactly.
But the tropes.
And you also notice that there's a mouse running from the top floors down one of the stairs, very excitedly. Ida, you notice that this is Patrol Leader Quincy.
Hey, Quincy.
And he's wearing a purple cloak, and he leans over from 2 floors up and goes, "Ah, what? Who's that with you?"
Oh, new guards mouse to see Arabelle. Hi, later
And he starts, and then he leans over again, and he yells out, oh gosh, which one are you? Bramblethorn, Elric.
Hello, Quincy.
Ah! I don't believe it. Another. Oh gracious! And this mouse is a dark brown mouse with a purple cloak, and he is rushing down to meet you, Elric. You don't know who he is, but he seems very excited to see you. And when he gets down to the same floor as you, he sort of flourishes his cloak, sort of wipes himself down a bit, and says, "Another strong guards mouse of Red Jack. I don't believe it."
Guess I don't count.
Well, it's surprising that you were able to survive him. I had him as a tender paw myself.
He's actually a very tough teacher, but you know what? He was totally worth having because he's taught me so much about hunting different wildlife
Yes.
in the territories.
Well, this is the territories no longer. You're in wild country, friend. You're about to get a crash course. Ida, what do you want again?
Later, do you mind if I discuss something with you? It won't take very long.
Oh, sure. But all of you are going to... That's right, new mice. Actually, there's a new, you don't know how this works. And, well, now that summer season has started, all of, the new mice will be, I guess, seeing me instead of, Arabelle. She's very busy with all of the, you know, expansions, making sure we keep the roof over our heads and our bellies full of food. So I'll be taking care of...
Sorry to interrupt, but speaking of bellies full of food, we've had a really long trek and we're really hungry and thirsty.
Yeah, I didn't want to complain, but...
Friends help each other.
Where would we actually get something to eat when we're done receiving our orders and everything?
I'll take anything, really.
I guess we could give you some Gabcroon, but you'll have to eat it on the road. There's a mission that takes precedent, I'm afraid.
Fair enough.
Oh god, we have to move out immediately?
I'm ready for danger at a moment's notice, so that's totally fine.
I wouldn't expect anything less from a tender paw of Red Jack. But you're a guards mouse now, so I should expect doubly.
You could expect triply from me.
How about this? Tilly, can you show them where the bakery is? Maybe Mikhail has some left over.
Tilly kind of nods mutely without making eye contact with anybody and, like, sort of shuffles off in the direction, just making sort of limp, like, follow me sort of gesture.
Guess that way it's the food, and I follow.
And he just, the patrol Quincy just, like, claps you on the shoulder, Elric, and says, "Oh, you're gonna love it here. All the mice do just as you say, and with so much vigor, like that young one there. Just instant, yes, sir. It's wonderful."
I'm gonna maybe use that to get some palisades made. That seems like a good idea.
Oh my goodness, that'd be wonderful. Oh, that's just what my office needs. Yes.
You want palisades in your office?
Oh, I'd love to have one so I could, you know, get a good lookout. I don't have a window, so it'd be nice.
A palisade's a wall.
I'd like a
pointy
wall.
Okay.
But like, can it have a window?
I mean, it would make the wall less sturdy, but sure, you can have a window.
He seems to understand the word palace, but not the rest of that word.
Oh no!
Elric is smiling at this, of course, but not saying anything.
And then he says, "Well, off with you. Get some Gabcroon, and then you'll head out immediately."
Really?
No rest for the wicked.
No, indeed. Ida, stay, please.
But I could build a thing. Is that more useful?
Yeah.
Let's go, Lloyd.
Oh.
Oh no.
Well, let's get some food at least.
What do you want to tell him, Ida?
I am going to... No, Quincy, you know that I have the utmost respect for guards mice and for the traditions laid in. However, I heard that there was a recent mission that went awry, and normally I wouldn't say anything, but it did involve my sister, which has some sentimental value. Can you tell me why exactly you sent out a guards crew of only 4 mice when you suspected there was a fox in that area?
Because I sent out some of the most accomplished mice to perform a mission.
Of course, but if you suspected that there was a fox in the area, surely you know that 4 guards mice are nothing against a predator like that.
Well,
Fox is gone now, right? There's no more fox?
Oh, actually, you're not here, sadly.
Sorry.
Oh. But maybe you can hear some of it as you walk away. And Quincy sort of adjusts his cloak and he says, "Well, I didn't send them on a mission to kill a fox, if that's what you're asking. Perhaps you didn't read the report."
Oh, no. At least from what I understand, but there was still... You knew that there was a fox possibly in the area. In fact, I heard that you suspected it when you sent them out. I just urge you, in the future, if you are sending out patrols, if you believe that there is a predator of that kind in the area, send the appropriate staff so your guards mice don't die in the field. And at that, she turns and kind of walks off.
Slaps him with her tail.
Quincy!
Alright, you run back, and that's that.
Trying to be respectful.
Alright, so I'm gonna say, unfortunately, because we are still in the Game Master's turn, which is the turn in which I present the main story, the main mission, the meat of things, you can't recover from your hungry and thirsty. But during the player's turn, you can spend checks and sort of help narrate the story about how you recover from the meat of the story. So what we're going to do, we're going to say you guys go and meet this wonderful baker and this odd chef, and you get maybe a couple bites and a drink, but you're still sort of worn out. Until you are able to actually, like, rest, you won't be able to recover from that condition. So what we'll do now is say you return to Quincy's office, yes?
Okay.
And the four of you, that's right, Ida.
Can I stop by Arabelle's office before?
Yes.
Is that anywhere near?
Yes.
I would like to do that before I go into Quincy's office.
Okay. The door is locked.
I kind of tap.
Okay. After a few, you hear a chair being pushed back, and then some clinking footsteps. And you see the door is pulled open gently, and Arabelle is sort of surprised to see you. And she doesn't pull the door all the way open, just like sort of halfway. And you see she's garbed in heavy armor. And she looks out to you and says, "Can I help you?"
Yes, I had gotten orders. Some new guards mice and an old fur have come with scent border supplies. I had thought that I would have gone to you, but Quincy met us while we were going up to your office and said that he is going to deal with sending mice on patrols now that summer is here.
I'm giving some administration duties to Quincy. He feels as though he's earned them.
After the Fox incident?
It has the matriarch's approval. But you notice she does have this little whisker twitch.
Yeah.
You can...
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that everything was in order. Thank you.
Do you suspect things are not in order?
We'll see. I'll keep you updated.
No. I don't want to see if things are in order. I want to know, are things in order? Guard Mouse Ida.
As far as I know, besides the Fox incident, which I believe there should have been more mice on patrol, I haven't seen any particular problems with Quincy besides that.
That's all you see concerning Quincy? Just that particular problem? You feel like she, at this point, is... reaching.
Yeah. No, ma'am, I'm sorry.
I'll only remind you of this. This is still the Wild Country. Be proud that we haven't lost a mice, save for one. But
Yes.
thankfully that was in the territories. We have avoided a tarnished reputation. Tapper's Point so far is the safest place outside the Senate border. This is good.
I agree. Sorry for disturbing you, ma'am. That's all I had.
She closes the door.
Okay. I kind of stand outside the door for a moment, like, what did I just get myself into? Oh, crap! Go go down to Quincy's office. Damn it.
So the four of you go into Quincy's office. It's not as big as the matriarch's office that you were in a few days ago, but he definitely goes out of his way to make it look loud. He has various potted plants, as well as some paintings. He seems to have a hobby, and you also notice that he has a elaborate map with too many drawings on it, listing various places and animals that might have been sighted around the wild country that we have mapped out so far. And he sort of claps his hands together and he says, "All right, let's get busy. You're leaving on a scouting mission. Do you see this dotted line here?" And he sort of points to, obviously, the scent border. That is the dotted line, and he says, "That's going to not be there by the end of summer. But before we can do that, we need to find an appropriate place to start pouring this concoction that has been delivered so graciously from Lockhaven. I would like the lot of you to go ahead and patrol the eastern reaches above Tapper's Point, right up here, or over here. Just find and see if there's some good common ground to lay the border. This is why Tilly is with you. I believe she has some experience with this. The two of you, however, would be fit for duty in case you run afoul of any snakes that might be in the region."
Snakes?
Yes, it's summer. They'll be tanning.
Oh.
It's tanning season.
Yes, it is.
Like these are small snakes, right?
Milk snakes, probably.
I...
Very small.
Sure. And he swallows.
Small snakes, we can handle that.
Well, you're certainly equipped, and you have... Just look, you have a Red Jack recruit among your party. It'll be a wonderful trip, I'm sure.
I whisper into Lloyd's ear, "Milk snakes aren't small."
Yeah, they are. He said so. They're small. They're like maybe the size of a mouse. That's okay.
I kind of just shake my head a little bit, and my face is like a stone mask, and I just kind of shake my head at him and just stone expression.
What? He said so.
And then he says, "That's all. Dismissed. Come back with some good information on the region, Abby. Ida, I'm sure you can take notes of such quality and caliber."
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Well, good luck. Dismissed.
Good luck. Thanks, Quincy.
You're very welcome. Best of luck, Elric. Gives you a big thumbs up.
And I salute.
I walk out in a daze.
And turn and walk out of the office.
Okay.
I'm already out.
What do you do now?
Panic.
In this case, Elric would want to just find out like more information about, probably ask around and find out the lay of the land in that area, if anybody's traveled in that area, to find out more information about it.
Make me a circles check, and I'm just going to let this be the free check that you guys can make. Circles is sort of the your influence of your social circle. So what is your circles currently?
Okay, currently my circles, I'm just trying to find it here.
This is going to be interesting.
Circles is 2 in this case.
2. Okay. It's probably going to be obstacle 4.
Okay.
Now that I'm looking here. So, it sounds as though you won't be beating that unless you get some help.
Yeah.
Here's the problem, though. If you guys fail, anybody who helps also bears the consequences. Does anybody want to help?
It was a 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty high.
I'm sorry. I already have conditions.
Oh.
I already have conditions. I can't afford anymore. I'm sorry.
Actually, this brings up a good point. So, guess what you can do with your traits? You can use them against yourself too.
Yep.
And what you can do is subtract 1 die for your check, and you can take another check for the player's turn. So for the player's turn, everybody gets 1 check to sort of do whatever they want. It can be like recovering from conditions, or doing something related to their goal. That's something you can do. You would get another one, though, if you use your trait against you.
Yeah, I think...
Because it doesn't look like you can solve this.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen.
But you can get a check out of it, even if you try.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen.
You could still roll for it and get a fail for your circles, which is sort of important for advancing. Because with your checks, in order to advance them, you have to pass a number of times and fail a number of times as well.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. I gotta do... Yeah, exactly. So I think I'm going to... I'll roll for it and most likely fail.
Okay, roll 1 dice.
Alright.
Oh my god. I know exactly what sort of twist I want to pull.
Why did it do this? Hang on one moment. My keyboard decided to change to a multilingual keyboard on the fly.
Beautiful.
Interesting.
Twist.
There we go. Yay!
Now
0
then.
successes.
Alright, you ask around, and you get word back. It appears that, to your candorous surprise, that there is someone who has been up in those upper reaches of the wild country.
Okay.
And instead of it being a guard mouse, like you were expecting, people here casually say, "Oh, that was Drugda. Yeah, Drugda's been up there."
Okay. Who's Drugda?
Oh, she's the hermit weasel.
The hermit weasel?
Yeah. Well, yeah, Drugda's great. She's that weasel that has sort of like aligned herself with Tapper's Point. She knows all of the wild country. It's great. You talk to Blaze for some fucking reason. That's why you've got 0 successes.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
That would make sense. Now, I'm kind of...
But yeah, she's big and fluffy. She's not allowed inside though, because you know
She's a
Arabelle would
weasel?
like kill her.
Yeah, she's a weasel. I thought, I grew up in the Weasel War. I don't really trust weasels.
Oh, you don't?
Not particularly much, no.
Oh no. I mean, oh great, that's good because some weasels are bad. Drugda's kind of bad, but like she and Old Blue sometimes go have adventures.
I've
Old-
never met this weasel yet.
Old Blue.
Yeah, Old Blue's pretty badass. He trains everybody and he yells at you. He's a mouse though, so he's not a weasel.
Was
Yeah,
he
and-
that mouse that yelled at the sky that one time that I heard
Yeah,
about it back in Lockhaven?
The Blaze just has these dazzling sparkles in his eyes, and he's just like, "Old Blue's great. He just tells the sky to shut up," and the sky's like, "No!" And then it starts raining, and I think that's pretty. Well, I don't think it's great, but Old Blue seems to think it worked.
So, Elric's going to take this advice to heart that he's getting from Blaze, and, maybe we'll go to find out from Drugda about the area before we go out.
Okay.
Now, he's going to be wary of Drugda having been a tender paw in the Weasel War.
Now here's the thing: is everybody else okay with this, or do you object? Do you really need this weasel's help?
How
Tilly
long-
just saw her grandma.
who's
Nothing
leading
else
this
will scare her today.
Yeah.
out of the four of us, who's the boss?
Actually, Quincy would have given leadership to Elric. I wonder why.
I just
Is
don't
he sexist?
know.
He's sexist, isn't he? That jerk.
He's too cheery.
He
I
gives
don't
it to
trust him.
Tilly, the 16-year-old.
Not even. She's 14.
Jeez!
Ouch.
Ooh.
Ida, you fucked up.
Meh.
It's just Quincy. Elric, if you tell them, technically they have to listen to you.
All right. So,
At this point, I need you guys to do something. I need you to write down goals for this session. You have to do something that that can be whatever you want, but you have to think that you can complete it in this session, okay? So everybody has to gather up and say, I want to do this. I want to make sure this happens in the story. And while you do that, I'm going to go to the bathroom.
What do I want to do for my goal? Oh no.
She sort of is, but she's doing other things, like making sure the chemicals are stored properly.
So she's still at half time.
Yes.
Is she going to leave when Temple's done?
Oh, yay. Hi everybody, how are we doing today?
Oh yeah, we're on the air still.
Yep, we're on
Yep.
the air. Hey!
That's
No.
fun.
Goals.
So I think I might have messed up with the Quincy and Arabelle thing. That might not have been the smartest thing to do.
Oh, it was
Hey
great.
man, you know what? Whatever. It's gonna make things interesting, and that's what
And
matters.
plus, Quincy deserved it. Like, I don't quite trust him with his cheeriness. And
No, the Arabelle was
dude.
looking for more. She wanted you to like name more specific stuff.
I feel like Arabelle's got serious PSTD. Or PTSD.
I think she sees through him
PTSD.
though.
She,
She just needs proof.
They just have two very different opinions on how to run Tapper's Point. Arabelle is
they
very,
butt
very...
heads.
Yes.
She's giving him rope to hang himself with.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
and she needs your help to say, you know, this is what he's doing wrong.
I didn't have anything
He has
specific to
successfully
say.
hung himself with this rope
Yeah.
that I given him.
Not yet, but now you know that she is looking. So. you
Well,
can-
she is, but then again, she has PTSD. I'm not quite sure if I quite...
Which one you'd rather have?
It's tough, man. Anyway. I just want to be in my library. I just want to be happy in my library. That's all I ever wanted.
Nope.
Military politics isn't what I signed up for.
I'm not good at it, obviously.
Alright. Well, do you guys have your goals?
Yes.
yes.
Alright. And do you want to share them, or have you already shared them?
Are we
I have
supposed
not-
to share them?
You don't have to, but you can if you want.
Okay. My goal is to convince everyone to avoid some kind of danger.
Okay. Is this weasel dangerous?
I don't know. I don't even know that we're going to meet a weasel yet.
Okay. Elric, what's your goal?
Mine is to hunt a predator.
Dang. Alright.
Opposites.
And, Ida?
Can my goal to try to make sure nobody is seriously injured or killed, because this is on my mind now since Ellie, my sister, came back and was like, oh yeah, by the way, Pepperjack's arm and leg were,
Ripped off by a
Yeah.
fox.
yeah, she's very, very paranoid at this point about...
What does Tilly have to do this day?
Tilly's goal is to stay out of Granny's way until she leaves by any means necessary.
You find the
She's gonna hide in the
find
fox's
Drugda,
stomach.
and Tilly just like opens her mouth and just shoves herself inside.
Yep.
Just
Somebody-
eat me now, just eat me now.
I'm hiding.
I'm
Just do me a
hiding.
favorite. Just do me a favor.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Elric, you are patrol leader. What do you want to do?
Well, I say we go and check out the weasel, even though I don't completely trust her, just to get the lay of the land and get an idea of what we're walking into.
Okay. It looks as though Tapper's Point has built her a hovel of some sort. It's a ways away. Not a far travel, but you guys do take a strenuous trek there. And then you see that it is sort of like covered in the pine needles that litter the ground. And you wouldn't have found it otherwise if you didn't know the stench of weasel. And it looks as though she is sort of sitting outside of this immense needle hut and sort of setting up what looks like fortifications. She is sharpening sticks and then sort of sticking them in the ground.
She's making palisades? Unfair! They will flip.
Is this what Lloyd says out loud, or she's making palisades?
Sure. Yeah, that would be exactly what he says.
Alrighty. She looks up, noticing that there are mouse voices nearby and mouse stench. And you see she sort of rises up to a full height.
Oh crap!
Yeah, it's pretty big. You also notice that she's garbed in trophies that come from, no doubt, animals she must have killed. She wears a turtle shell, and then that has sort of been like fitted for her long form. She also wears several feathers, a cape of what looks like some sort of coarse fur. You also notice that she has a rabbit's foot, as well as a few other tokens attached to her belt, where a long scimitar sits.
Look at all our trophies. This is a huge mistake. We should go away.
Elric's hand gently rests on Weasel's bane, just cautiously holding it.
I am going to step in front. I'm sorry. Are you Drugda by chance?
She crosses her arms with this long handmade spear and says, "Yes, I am Drugda."
It's nice to meet you. I've heard about you. My name is Etta, and we were sent on a mission to see what lies to the east in terms of expanding the border. We heard from some people that you have been to those lands. We were wondering if you would be able to tell us, if anything, the lay of the land, basically.
You've been given a mission, have you?
Yes.
I care not for your missions, only for my outposts. This is my concern. She gets back to... ignores you.
She's making those real well.
Now, would you consider the weasel a predator of the mouse?
Definitely. This one, however, from the trophy she has, you don't see any mouse tails on there currently. She seems to have her eye on bigger game.
Okay. That being a hunter, as she has her eye on bigger game, wouldn't that suggest that I would be still more concerned, as she's clearly taken down bigger game than a mouse? So now, what
She's
I would
got moose antlers back in her den.
Oh God! She's a monster.
Those things are terrifying. Now, moose specifically. So in this case, I was wondering if I would be able to use predator-wise to check her body language or anything like that.
I'd say because you're wise with predators, you would be able to notice that she also has sort of adorned her headdress with what looks like fangs. So she definitely seems to hunt other predators. But you notice that there is actually nearby. She's actually kind of like, she hasn't taken a threatening posture to her. She's keeping her distance. Okay. She's remaining behind her fortifications. She does have several spears made. Some of them are not for fortifications. They look to be chucking spears, and they're sort of bundled together so that they can be carried easily. You also notice that she is not like most weasels that you've encountered. Number one, because she's a hermit. She lives alone and seems to not take you mice in cloaks very seriously. But you also notice that she does have what looks like 2 stretches of snake skin drying on a rack nearby. They're very small, though. She seems to be trying to weave them into something.
Now, I look at those snake skins. Now, where did you manage to see those particular types of snake? Where were they located?
She glances up. She stands up once again, not to her full height, but she says, I don't know, somewhere around north, I expect.
North, okay. Now the direction we're heading, this is out of character, is that north?
It is.
Okay.
Was it not east?
No, you guys were gonna go north. Sort of like northeast.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Since they want to expand the scent border beyond Tapper's Point, just so that there's a buffer.
So you already killed all the snakes in the north? Whew. Oh, thank you.
If I had killed all the snakes in the north, I would have enough garb to make all of you shiver at the sight of me. No, that is only from 2 very small snakes. They barely make a belt.
Now, I'm a hunter as well. Clearly, it's something you've adapted to. Now, I'm looking to make sure that our mission succeeds. How plentiful is the game up north?
It's summer. They've already had their time to breed. Oh no! We lost Elric, but that's okay. Oh no, we did not lose.
Oh.
We did not lose.
We lost
Oh,
Lloyd.
there you are. Is it Cam still good? Yeah, Cam's still good. You're good, boy.
Okay.
She says, since they've already bred, there's probably more, but they'll be out in the open. They won't hide in their tunnels anymore. Which means game is good.
That should make for some easy prey then. However, I'll have to use some guile in order to actually trap them because they'll be out in the open.
I turn towards you with a shocked, almost scared expression on my face. I don't believe we're going there to kill snakes. We were just supposed to survey the area to expand the territories.
Yes, it's true. However, I'm always up for hunting for another pelt for my wall and for my collection.
We have to focus on the mission.
Make a persuader check. Because it sounds like you want Drugda to take you on a hunt up north.
Ooh!
Could I... can I use manipulator?
Yes, actually, yes. You can sort of like inflate your ego a bit, stroke the glamour of this story you have, and it is going to be against her own I think she's going to try to strongman you.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
I think she's going to use manipulator as well.
Drugda.
Do you want help?
Okay, actually here's the thing. The rest of you can choose who you want to help.
Ooh.
Tilly has been walking around like hollow-eyed, like clearly not really paying attention to anything, just sort of like ghostly following everybody around.
Yeah.
But as soon as people started mentioning like snakes, we're going into an area that has snakes, we might be fighting snakes, she like perks up as though something just gave her an idea, and she sort of comes back to life a little bit. She goes, Oi, Drugda, I have things. Would you be willing to trade for information on this stuff? And she like offers up a sketchbook that's full of like medicinal plants that is helpful for not just mice, but basically any living organism to heal from like particularly nasty wounds and diseases.
Hey, I've been asking for that book for weeks. You know I have a collection. You're just go on.
Tilly goes, well, I'll copy it out for you later, but this is important. Can that get helping dice? Like, she offers up her sketchbook?
Yeah, you can help Elric. I guess this means, Abby, does Ida want to help?
Okay, so Drugda is trying to strong arm him into leaving her alone, or
Sort of like trying to be like, no, you wear that cloak and you have a kooky sword, but I hunt real game. You're not hot shit, kid. I'm hot shit. Look how hot shit I am. And she flexes. That's what she's trying to do. What do you want to do? Ida flexes back.
This is a really good potential for a member of our party to at least meet and be on good terms with this Drugda, because obviously I did not succeed with that. So yeah, I'll see what I can do to help.
What skill or what gear?
How about Persuader?
I will accept that. And then it comes down to Lloyd.
Lloyd.
Yeah. So
Run away!
I'm really torn, you know. On the one hand, I really don't want to go killing stuff, but if we do have to go north, which is scary, why not have this super awesome weasel? Yay! So I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say, well, if you come with us and help us out, I can help you make this wall. I'm really good at walls. Look, I've got a tool belt and everything. Her
eyes, you can't help but see, like, her eyes and whiskers sort of, like, that's cool. So because if there's one thing that she does respect about mice from this reaction, it's that they're good builders. So what she will do is roll her manipulator. This is a versus test. This means, Elric, you are trying to beat my 2 successes. You have to get more than that in order to win. You're getting 3 helping dice onto your manipulator.
Okay, so my base manipulator is 5. And then,
Jesus.
I'm sorry, my base manipulator is 2, so it'll be 5.
Oh my god,
Sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I was about to say, dang, got a mafia over here.
Excited for a second.
Yeah, that was the most lying, intimidating mouse ever.
Oh my god.
I can manipulate anybody.
Red Jack is most amazing!
He just tells you to... Oh man. So, do you want to use the trait to help you as well?
Let's see. What traits do I have available? I'll try Guard's Honor in this case, because I would assume that I'm going to be, doing this for the Guard's interest by getting her to come along in order to actually help the mission succeed. Yes.
So you're putting it actually sounds like you're putting aside your Guard's Honor to get this weasel's help. You could use this against yourself, actually.
Yeah, I'll use it against in this case.
Oh my god! Yay! Okay, so you're getting 2 checks for the player's turn with this. Or rather, 3 in total.
3.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll your dice -1.
You got this,
That's so cool.
Oh, wow!
What?
Oh my god.
Props.
So,
epic fail.
Here's what's going to happen. She rolls her eyes as Elric boasts about his trophy wall. She sighs at the writing in your book, Tilly. She's seen this before. She's always known about this ever since she started living out here. There's nothing here of interest to her. Ida, you she knows who your sister is.
Oh.
Shit.
And she remembers how what a terrible fight that was with the fox, and she's rather disappointed. She carries that onto you as well. Well, actually, no. She actually is grateful, and the only reason she listens to you, despite your offering, because she doesn't really care about it, is because Ellie was badass and found out where the fox's hole was, where it lives. So that's the only reason she really listens to you, but she doesn't really hold much, countenance to that. But, oh, mice can build. If there's one thing a mouse can do, it is clever and it can build. The rest of you are going to be angry. But you, sir, Lloyd, you are
Yay.
going to be tired. All
That
of
was
you.
helpful.
So here's what happens. She goes, "All right, I'll take you north. We'll hunt. But he has to help me first. Come here, small one."
Oh, over there to where you are?
Oh yes.
Okay, just inch forward.
I don't plan for you to coach me how to build.
Yes,
To
good.
protect
No,
my
I
home.
understand. Please don't kill me.
Oh man, she doesn't like. It looks like she's snarling, but it's a big smile of just like, this is hilarious.
This is a beautiful wall you've made, by the way. You've done good work.
She leans down, help me make it bigger.
Can do.
And you with your heart just oh god, have to help her build and fortify the rest of her little pine needle house.
Yeah, time to fortify the place I don't live.
Yes.
This is great.
The rest of you though, you have to sit there and watch, and it is frustrating as hell.
Yeah, don't help or anything.
No, don't. But then she'll take you guys up north. You guys are gonna get a scout check. Also, Brahms, you should be making sure that you note that you've failed almost every check. So you need to put a fail on
Yeah.
Pathfinder, Circles, and
Yep.
Manipulator.
Yep, I've got them all marked.
This is really good because those are the only fails you need to make, I think, except for Pathfinder. So now what we're gonna do, I need someone to make a scout check.
First, I have a note. Tilly was already angry, so what should she be instead of that?
Furious.
She's also tired and hungry and thirsty.
She turns into the Incredible Hulk.
Tilly!
Tired, hungry, thirsty, and angry. That I can only do two things. You're
She's
Heat
so
stroke.
like worked up
now.
over
Here's
this
the thing.
grandma stuff
Yeah,
and
I
having
think
her plan
you get some
something.
heat
She's sick.
stroke. I think you're gonna be sick.
Okay, so like Tilly helped out with her labor stuff for the wall thing, and so she's like not doing well in the heat.
That's not good. But
Thank
okay.
God we have this weasel.
Okay, and now we need.
Wow, that
Oh,
thing
dear.
is big.
You have injured as the only other condition you don't have. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
dear.
if she gets one more condition, she's actually dead in game.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
All right. So, you guys need to make a scout check now.
Right, does anyone have a high scout?
I have
I
a
have
very
Scout
low
of 2.
scout. I have Scout of 2 as well.
Me as well.
Dita.
Does anybody else really want me to roll anymore? Seriously?
Yes.
That's a good point.
Do all the rolls. It's a fun trend now.
I don't know, dude. This
Tilly
is.
hasn't rolled yet, technically. I could do it.
Tilly,
Get
do
the
you want to
nickname
take a roll?
failure.
Has anybody
Yeah,
else
why not?
rolled besides me? I don't know.
I think it's just been like you.
It's been the Brahm show.
Oh yeah.
I know, right? Workhorse.
So, how are you guys going to help? You're also getting a helping dice from Drugda. That's one.
Well, we have to make a path. I guess it doesn't matter because I could use Pathfinder
Okay.
regardless. I'm using Pathfinder.
Okay. How is Lloyd and Elric helping? What skills are you using and how?
I don't know if this would work. I'm just trying to look at my skills, and I've only got the only thing that would be relative would be. I mean, I've got Pathfinder as well, but is somebody else assisting with Pathfinder?
Yes, you do have Hunter though.
Okay, yes, I do have Hunter. That's
Hunter
true.
can be helped. Would be used as helping dice because of you know you're technically on a hunt.
That's true.
And I was about to say I can use another skill if somebody else needs to use Pathfinder.
What does Lloyd want to use?
And
I'm
I
going
will
to use Carpenter to clear all the brushes that we come across.
Unfortunately, I think that would be for Pathfinder. Pathfinder is used to sort of like do that, blaze trails.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's probably the skill. So
Ooh, do you have a wise?
my wise is widget wise.
What is a widget?
I thought that it was like little gizmos, since I'm a builder.
Oh no, I know what you're talking about.
Okay,
Yeah, so whatever kind of weird gizmo we come across, I know how to use it.
that's pretty cool.
Actually, kind of cool.
I wonder if Survivalist can be used. Unless, Ida, you have another skill that you think can help other than Pathfinder.
Yes. I can use. Trying to think of what I want to use. Can I use my? Can I use my lore mouse? I want to use lore mouse because in the north, I would have heard stories of the north and kind of what the terrain there is and what kind of like I don't know vegetation or stuff we have to go through because of the lore that I study.
Okay. I will accept this.
Yes.
So, you are able to help with Pathfinder now. So, Noodle has 4 helping dice.
Okay, so I'm 6 dice total?
Yep.
Cute.
Unless you want to use a trait to help you.
Ooh. Can I use a trait to help myself? Because I really don't want to die. That would not be good.
Yeah.
Death would be sad times.
Let me see.
Can I use my tough trait to help myself?
With 4 conditions while you use this? Most certainly.
Awesome. Okay, I will use that. And that ought to be good. I'll just roll with that.
This is a versus test, by the way. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
What?
It's a
Okay.
tie.
Do you want to... here's what you can do. You could do 2 things. You can try to use a fate point and try to pass this, or you can break this in your favor and get 2 checks for the player's turn.
Do you promise not to kill me if I break the tie in your favor?
I promise.
Okay, I will break the tie in your favor.
Okay. Which trait do you use to break the tie in my favor? By the way,
curious.
Oh,
Because her instinct is also investigate anything that looks interesting, because whatever you find might save your neck later. So she gets sidetracked by something interesting that she finds in the area.
Like Magpie, it's like, oh, shiny.
okay. So, this is also something new for you guys. Your traits can be used against you for 1 check, but if you break a tie in your opponent's favor, you get 2 checks. So,
Okay.
yeah, this is what's going to happen. You guys are going to be able to scout out the region that Quincy wanted you to. You're able to sort of get the landmarks, find out, yeah, this is sort of where we can start laying the scent border once we're ready. And then something catches Tilly's eye. And you realize you cannot go back to Tapper's Point and face your grandmother without something better than a guard's cloak to show for your accomplishments here. So you start poking around, looking for maybe a rare herb or something like that. And you're going to unfortunately tumble into a hole. And all you guys see that the Tender Paw takes a headfirst dive as she's sort of like just collecting herbs or like, you know, some weeds, trying to like discern, well, is this useful or is it not?
She's stress gathering.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's stress gathering. And then she topples head over heels into the ground. And Druga is immediately barking. She's letting out these like chuffs of noise and sort of pointing and darting over, looking at you, Elric, saying, "What are you doing? She fell in a snake hole!" And you land on something, Tilly, and it feels very, very uncomfortable. And immediately you guys see this black scaled head sort of slither out of the hole with Tilly on top of it. We are going to play.
Awesome.
We are going to play a conflict.
What happened while I was going to the bathroom?
Snakes.
Tilly happened.
Oh my god, here we go.
Good game, everybody.
Everybody did.
Everybody did a good job.
Everybody did a good job. So, thank you, Fallen. Fallen 1 donated some wonderful money. Good game. Good game, everybody. Everybody did a great job. We are going to get some donation dice in. If you guys don't know, oh gosh, I need to see your message. Oh, how did you want to distribute that money, Fallen 1? Thank you. We really appreciate it.
They're my favorite.
I know, like, the community dice has been completely like destroyed as of late because of the Fox conflict. And now it's the snake time. So here's what we're gonna do. I need you guys to get ready for a conflict. Oh, fuck. Okay. My new players, are you ready for something serious?
This wasn't serious?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. You guys are in a conflict with a snake. That's bad. So what?
But it's only small, right?
No, it's actually the head is. You were right about one thing.
Tilly's riding on it like a horse.
Let me see if the M donate is working.
Well,
Yeah.
the weasel's friendly. Maybe the snakes are too. You never know.
$5. Oh, so we'll be able to get some points in there because you donated 15. So we're gonna have. What is it? I feel like we have enough fate points, so I'm going to turn that fate point donation into a dice, because you're awful sweet, Fallen. So we're going to get 3 dice for everybody, 1 more fate point, and 1 persona point. Okay. So the snake has 11 disposition. That means the snake has to be brought down from 11 to 0 in order for you guys to win this conflict. That's scary.
That is scary.
Because right now, we need someone with either fighter or hunter. Who has hunter?
I've got both fighter and hunter.
Do you have a higher one?
I have a higher fighter than I have a higher hunter.
Do you want...
that?
What is... So you have, what, 4 for fighter and 3 for hunter?
4. Yes, that's right.
Okay, do you want to use hunter or fighter for this?
I'll go ahead and use fighter for this one.
Okay, you're going to be rolling for the group's sort of hit points. We call it disposition, which is sort of just a general term for how you're doing in this conflict. What you need to do is you need to take those 4 fighting dice, you're going to get what help you can, and then you're going to roll, and you're going to add the successes to your health. What is your health currently at?
5.
5. So that is the base we're going to start with. So how are you guys helping? You can use fighter, you can use hunter, and you can use whatever.
I'm using fighter.
Okay. Abby?
Good game,
Survival?
everybody.
No, that was
Everybody
more
did
like
really-
surviving in the wild,
Everybody
right?
did a good job.
No?
Oh my god, Fallen. Look what you're doing. Fallen is donating again. Thank you, Fallen. This is important.
Ugh. Amber
Because
wins, thank you.
The snake is going to. The snake is bad. I'm very sorry. How are you helping Abby?
I was about to say, survivalist is more of like surviving in the wild, not like actually surviving in a fight, right?
Oh, sorry.
Survivalist?
Mine's okay. Oh, Noodle's internet might have died, so
Oh no!
that might be why she's not talking. What was that again, my dear?
So, survivalist is more of like surviving in the wild, not actually surviving in combat, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is true.
Okay. Let's do. Let's see. 2 people are already using Finder. I'm going to use Lore Mouse again, actually.
That works.
Yep, Lore Mouse.
Noodle, what do you want to help with? With Lore Mouse?
Yeah. Since we're dealing with a wild animal.
That's true. Oh wait, actually Abby is using Lore Mouse.
Hello. Okay, I'm back.
Sorry.
That's okay. Let's see. Can I help with anything else?
Does Archivist work? If I would have read some, I don't know, information about this particular snake?
What was that again?
If Noodle wants to use, not Pathfinder, Lore Mouse, does Archivist work? Could I have read a specific scroll or something about this specific snake? In terms of like, okay, this is really, really big and this fits the description of this, and I read a story about
Yes.
somebody being like, and
Yeah,
that
you've been
is its-
cataloging locations and stuff all this time, so I'd say that's good.
Okay.
Drugda is also helping with her hunter, so that is her dice for you, Brahms. You have 4 helping dice. Do you want to use a trait with this as well?
I could use my fearless trait in this case, so
Okay.
I think that'd be a good idea.
Alrighty. We'll go ahead and add 6 dice to your 10. And roll them.
So that's 16 all day.
I believe so. Oh wait,
Show me the ones.
16? Oh no,
Well,
you're not rolling your health.
Okay, not my health. Okay,
No,
so
no
it'd
health.
be
10?
4 plus 6, so 10. Yeah,
Okay, go ahead and roll, and we'll see how many successes you get.
6
nice.
successes.
Same as the snake. Okay, the snake's goal is this. Snake's goal equals drive off these pathetic prey and snag myself a snack if I can.
No,
Definitely not it.
not today.
What do you guys want your goal to be? This is sort of this is how we're going to judge who gets what in this conflict. The snake wants to drive you guys off and snag a snack if it can. You guys need a similar goal. You need to say, we want this outcome with these reasons. So, what do you
Collectively,
want? Yes, because you're all on the same team.
then we want to rescue our pal who's riding on the snake's head.
While not dying.
Yeah.
Or being injured.
Rescue the tender paw without dying. Okay, I got it.
We're keeping our standards real low here.
Yep.
Rescue Tenderpaw without dying. Yeah. Alrighty, this is gonna be really fun.
Now,
Here's what happens next. Because you guys are new to the conflict system, I'm going to explain it. Conflicts work like this. We have 3 actions per volley. We continue to do those 3 actions per volley until one of us is brought down to 0. The conflict doesn't end until someone hits 0. The only 2 actions that you can take that can do damage to an opponent are attack and feint. Attack is just straight there. You just go straight for the disposition of your opponent and work to bring it to 0. But instead of attack, you could do feint. However, the only reason you would do feint is because you think that your opponent is going to try to defend. That is going to try to get past their defenses, and that means you do not have the defender roll. The defender cannot roll because you fainted. You do just straight damage, and they can't block it. They can't block an attack unless they're doing defend either. So defend is used to sort of recover your disposition. You can't go over your max, but you can use it to sort of like block an attack and make it a versus test. However, feint versus feint is just both of you hurt each other. Attack versus attack, you both hurt each other. Defend versus defend, you both heal up. But there's one more action. That action is called maneuver. Maneuver sets up the next action. You use your successes to either take -1 to your opponent's next roll, sort of puts them at a disadvantage, or you could do +2 to your next action, and that would be because you're helping your fellows get ready for the next action, whatever it may be. The third one, which costs 3 successes, will have to be oh gosh, what is it? It's a disarm. So you would literally disarm one of the snake's weapons, because guess what? The snake has weapons just like you guys do.
It's armed.
To the teeth.
Literally.
So here's what you guys need to do. There can only be 3 actions, so you need to figure out who's going first, second, and third, and what action they're doing. Then the 4th person will go on the next volley. Here's the problem though. You can only attack or use fighter with attack and feint, I think. Let me double check that. So fighter can only be used for attack and feint. Your mouse's nature has to be used for defend or maneuver. Your lore mouse can also be used for those actions because it's a snake. It's a animal. I have the snake's actions right now. What do you do? Who's going first, second, third, and what are you doing?
Okay, so who's gonna be the 4th fighter in this? I'm willing, but I don't know if Tilly wants to be the 4th fighter in this situation.
The 4th fighter? Why is 4th important?
I have a proposition because there's 4 of us.
Yeah.
I have a proposition.
Okay.
Okay.
Conflicts work much smoother if there's 3 people, and Tilly is essentially the soccer ball in this little game you're playing with the snake. So
Yeah.
what if Tilly just sits out of this one?
She's just trying to hold on to the snake at this
Yeah,
point.
I
Try not
feel-
to fall off.
I feel like that works. Also, that means Tilly will not be able to give you helping dice during this conflict.
Yep.
But you guys can
She's
still...
a little busy.
She's a little busy. So you guys, it's just going to be you 3, okay?
Gotcha.
You got to save her.
Ah!
What about the weasel?
Weasel is also helping, but she's only giving helping dice. I'm not going to
Yeah.
have her take any actions for you guys.
Okay,
Yep.
that makes sense.
So what do you
Alright.
do?
I will go
Okay.
3rd.
Okay.
You'll go 3rd?
Do you know what action you want to do?
Sure.
Attack, defend, feint, or maneuver? You also want to think what the snake is going to do.
Yeah.
Well, who's going first? I said 3rd, so
Mhm.
Oh, I think Brahms, you should go first because I'm assuming you're going to be the fighter here.
Yeah.
Okay. What were you planning on doing for your 3rd movement? I'm pretty good at maneuver.
You're good at maneuver?
I'm
Okay.
good at maneuver if you guys need a maneuver, and defense is
Nature.
Nature.
Or lore mouse.
nature.
In which
Nature,
case,
or I could do defense as well.
my nature is only 4, so, and I have no lore mouse, so
my nature's 5, and I can also fight.
Okay. Yeah, I've got a 6 nature.
Oh, dang.
Nice.
Yeah.
whew.
Yeah. So, when do you guys think that the snake will be attacking?
Right now.
The 1st?
I think it'll be.
Move.
I think it'll be either. I think it's either going to be a maneuver or a attack.
So what I can do is, if you want me to go first, I can use defend with the 6 nature, and then you guys can follow up with what you deem necessary.
Let's try defense first.
Okay.
Then we'll go with attack, and then we'll go with Lloyd's. What were
What
you
did-
doing for yours, Lloyd?
I was gonna attack.
Okay.
So defend, attack, attack. Okay, let's start. First action, defend versus maneuver.
It's me. Mm-hmm.
It is going to maneuver. So it's going to roll at 7 dice. 2 successes. These is independent of each other, so it is going to give itself +2 for its next roll.
Okay.
It is trying to get a better position, so it starts to sort of slither out of its hole with Tilly on top and begins to circle around you guys.
This thing isn't small at all.
It's true.
You are getting helping dice from your 2 mouse friends and Drugda. That's 3 helping dice to your nature.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, actually,
So it's what, 9?
yeah. I guess you can go ahead and roll, and we'll see what.
It's not gonna.
It's not gonna give you any health points, but you know it's fun to see how good it is.
Yeah, I was just about to put it in the chat on Twitch. My bad.
No,
This is for Roll20.
no.
I know what I'm doing.
I mean, it would be fun if we had a dice roll in there. That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
6 successes. That is, it's a good
That
roll.
That's a really good roll for nothing.
Yeah. Okay.
Jeez.
I defend the crap out of us even though we don't need it.
All right. Yeah. You overcompensate. You start trying to sort of ward it off by like waving your hands or something like that.
Yeah.
Getting ready to dodge when it attacks, but for some reason it's very patient.
I
And
don't like it.
then it lunges out. Second action, Elric. What are you doing?
It's attacking.
It is also attacking. What? Now here's the thing. You have 1 fate point and 1 persona point. Do you want to use your persona point to either give yourself a +1 or to tap your nature and add your entire nature to your roll?
I think best bet is going to be to tap nature and add nature to the roll.
Alright, so you're getting 3 helping dice plus 4 nature, that is 7 helping dice, to your 4 fighter.
Yes.
So that's a total of 11. Do you have a trait you want to use?
Did I use Fearless?
Not to help you, no. You can use it.
I'll use Fearless.
This sounds fearless, right?
Yep.
Alright,
Taking the first attack at the giant snake sounds good.
so let's go ahead and get rolling. You're rolling 12 dice. I am rolling 9. Oof. It's rough.
12 dice.
You got this, you got this, you got this, you got this, you got this.
You can do it.
Oh! So here's the thing. Attacks, they go right through each other. You are going to take 6 damage, so you guys are at 5. The snake is going to take 5 damage, so it is at 6. You also have a fate point, don't you?
I do.
Fate points can be used to explode your 6s. You have 4 6s there. Go ahead if
Yeah, I
you
think
want.
that's-
If you want to do it, you can burn that fate point and start re-rolling 4 dice.
Yeah, I think that's a good call in
Okay.
this case.
They also keep rolling if you roll 6s again.
Exploding.
Is it gonna work? 1, but it keeps
1.
going. So
Yeah.
roll 1 more.
Oh.
Okay, equal attacks. Both of you are at 5. This is tense.
Wow.
Oh shit. Okay, it is Lloyd's turn. Lloyd, what are you doing?
You got this, Lloyd.
I rush him with my axe. The snake. I don't know.
You're attacking, right?
Yeah.
The snake is fainting.
Oh no. Oh no. That's
Actually,
very bad.
this is
Crud.
really good.
Oh.
You remember,
okay.
don't you? I said
Oh, it's-
faint works
It's-
against defend. That means the defender
Yeah.
doesn't get to roll. But
That's
guess
true.
what? You're attacking.
Okay, good.
That
Yeah.
means the snake cannot roll because it's trying to take advantage of your defense, but because you have no defense, you are able to take full advantage of its open opportunity.
Yeah.
So here's what I want you to do. You need to roll me your fighter plus 3 helping dice. So that's 7. Do you want to use a trait to help you?
Steady paw.
That works. Go ahead.
Because I'm really scared, but I can still chop accurately.
It's true.
There you go.
And now, do you also want to do the same thing that Elric did and burn a persona point to add your nature to this?
Yes. Because
Okay.
I have 5 nature, so that would be
5 dice.
yeah,
So that's
That would
13.
be a-
dice.
That's
so
a
you're
pretty
rolling
big roll.
13 right now. Here's the thing, though. Your nature does go down by 1 when this happens. So Elric,
I will
you
reduce it.
cool, and Lloyd, you'll also have to reduce yours by 1 as well. But you still add your what it was, so you still have 13. Now comes the next question. Do you want to use any community dice for this?
I don't. This should be enough, right?
Oh,
I would hope
I
so.
have heard that so many times. You
It's
watched
true, though.
Dark Spring.
It's true.
It's
You have
true.
watched Dark Spring. You know what happened.
I'm
I've
confident.
I've been playing catch up on all of the previous episodes of this campaign, as well as watching Dark Spring, and I've seen so much terrible happen. Some when in
But,
clutch
but hey,
moments.
hey, this is up to you. That is 13 dice. That is a healthy amount.
Yeah, it is
I
a
like
good
to
amount.
live dangerously. So
All right. So, but
that's it.
let's see. Yeah, you're all good to go.
Let's see. How
Give
do I
us that
type
roll.
it into the chat again?
Oh, sorry.
How do I type it into the
Here,
the
I got
thing?
it.
Oh, that's right. Let me show you something.
Oh, that's not what I meant.
That is not what you.
Yeah.
Let me show
I'm
you
like-
something. Because actually, yeah, this is like your first time rolling, I think.
Well,
Yeah.
sure, I used to different rolling, but so
Oh, yeah.
what do
So-
I type?
I'm going to show you something. Did you guys see something pop up on your screen?
I
Yep,
see it.
I got it.
Okay, you need to copy and paste the /r d6 greater than 4 into the chat, and then you would just put how many dice you're rolling in front of that D.
It's all together. There's no spaces.
Nope.
Alright.
There would
There's
would be a space between the /r and the
Oh,
number, but then
Yeah.
otherwise, yeah, you're good.
So it should be number D6 greater than 4.
There we go.
There we go. That's
6 is good.
Yep.
A total of 6 successes. The snake had 5 HP left. So, and also you get a immediate success on that because you're using an axe, I believe.
Yeah.
Sweet. So, what happens next is pretty amazing. The snake came out of its hole trying to circle around you guys, and Ida tried to sort of ward it off, but man, this is a snake and it's big. It doesn't have any concern over you. It lunges past you towards the 2 mice behind you and Drugda. The 3 of you are sort of caught in this this series of biting maws and flashing blades. Drugda using the scimitar she has to sort of like ward it off with strong, heavy strokes. And Elric, you bring out Weaselbane and hope to make a Snakebane out of it, and you catch it along its head right by Tilly as she's just sort of like gripping for dear life. And then
She screams.
yes, ah! And as the snake starts to flail about, Lloyd, what do you do for the? This can be a killing blow if you want.
Well, that is the plan.
All right.
I run up, jump, use a vertical axe hit, and then say, "I don't know how snake anatomy works." And then I chop it in the back of the neck.
Gotcha.
Oh.
Doesn't seem to matter because, man, your axe goes straight through it, and it flails once or twice suddenly and starts to try to curl away. But you and Tilly on top of it, you because you can't let go of your axe. 2, because Tilly just can't let go of the head. And the horrid thing of all this is that it's still alive, but it starts to slowly, as blood begins to ooze out of it, begins to weaken, and then finally dies. And all of you sort of come to, and Tilly, I think you just roll off of its head and lie face down. Oh no, Drakenfrown, cheers. Snake? Snake?
Snake! Yeah, sorry, chat.
And as per usual, it crashes the chat and the stream.
Oh no!
So that happens here too. Good. I thought Drunkly's chat was the only one.
Nope.
Nope. Happens here too.
Yep.
But let me see if
That
I
was
can...
so badass.
I'm so proud.
Lloyd was just like,
Yep.
I am.
It's like I just.
Fantastic.
Oh, it's great.
I'm so proud of you.
Also, I feel like too many people are riding on predators for this campaign. Just like,
So this is smart
Whatever.
of Tilly, because you know what Tilly did that was smart? She has 4 conditions, and 1 more will kill her, so she was like
Yeah.
immediately, I'm gonna sit this one out.
no, that's probably.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
So we're back. Your kindness broke the stream, per usual. But you know what they say, friends help each other. But unfortunately, I'm gonna have to fix the noise on that one. Because it was supposed to be super adorable. Thank you. What we'll do next is say, we're in the player's turn, baby. So, what we need now is a summation of what happens next for you guys now that the mission is over. My turn's done. I'm done telling you what horrible things happen to you. It's time for you to take the reins. And what's going to happen is each of you has 1 check, but because of the brave efforts of Brahms and Noodle, we have an extra 4 to help you recover from your conditions and do whatever you want during the player's turn. So what do you like to do?
Who would like to go first?
I would like to help Tilly out with any of the conditions that she has, because I noticed just now that she's looking real ragged.
She's face down in the dirt, covered in snake blood.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. What should we try to work with first?
The one that's gonna be most annoying is sick, because that takes minus
Yeah.
1d to like skills as well as like conflict checks.
That's the worst one.
Yeah. Okay.
You could do healer on sick.
I could if I had healer, which I don't. I do not have that. And like everybody else who after the box or whatever was like, we need to learn healer. No, I did not.
Oh no!
That's actually something that happened, yeah.
Yeah, that's something that happened.
So, let me see. You could... There is one way to do this. You could try to have Drugda help, and she can make the healer check.
Or you could try like some of the other conditions.
I was about to say, yeah.
I hear snake venom is basically a healing potion.
Yeah, sure.
That is not true. She's lying.
Are you using a manipulator check on that, Lloyd?
No, I don't have any healing. So
Or manipulator.
Yeah.
or manipulator. Maybe that's how I think it works. I don't know.
Yeah. I would like to use. I'm not sure. Would Pathfinder work to kind of look for certain paths that might lead to some kind of food for her? Some kind of.
That sounds like Harvester.
Okay, that's more
Survivalist
harvester.
though.
Survivalist could be
Survivalist.
used to sort of like make a safe place.
Okay.
Or to find water.
Yep. Let's use survivalist then.
Okay, so go ahead and make me a... Let's see, since you guys are far away from Tapper's Point, you are definitely going to have to carve yourself out someplace safe.
Like this snake hole.
Plus also find like water and other stuff that are going to
Yeah.
be useful to like, you know, get you guys set. So let's see... Obstacle 3?
Okay.
Obstacle 4.
Okay.
So
works.
you're gonna get helping dice from Drugda because this is her hometown.
Okay. Thank you, Dugda.
She's grumbly right now as she's like skinning the snake. What else would you like help with? Does anybody have survivalist?
I do.
Does
Got a
anybody?
survivalist of 2.
Ooh, Oh, actually, you could use Carpenter for this.
Yay! That's
Tilly,
what I'm all about.
do you want to help?
Should I?
Do you have
Seems
some?
kind of risky. I mean, I have Old Ways Wise. That comes in pretty clutch in terms of like finding like, natural resources.
You know, you might find a place where mushrooms grow that are like supposed to like tell you that yeah, it's safe here because predators don't bother them.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like, oh, this plant grows here. That means there's water just under the surface because it can only grow if there's water right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you're getting through 4 helping dice.
Okay, and I had 2, 2, 3, 4. And can traits be used for your own rolls? Yes. Oh yeah. I am going to use just one. Not sure if I want to use resourceful or nurture.
A little bit of both.
I could, yeah.
Either sounds like it could work.
Yeah, let's do resourceful.
Okay, another +1. Do you think that's enough?
So, is it fate that gives you one more dice?
Persona.
Or persona that gives you one more dice?
Yep.
And then you use fate to tap your nature?
Yep.
No?
No, you use Persona for +1, or you can tap your nature.
Oh,
is
but that
used-
means you're...
Yeah, Fate is used to re-roll 6s or re-roll a single failed die that is related to your wands.
Okay, we'll be fine then.
Okay.
And we got 7.
3. I needed 4.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use... Let's see here. Because even if I exploded the 6s, it won't work.
It could,
But probably not.
But probably not.
but it could.
Sure, let's do that. Yeah, okay.
You are drowning in Fate points. Don't lie to me.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
She's like, I'm saving them for something special.
Okay, let's try. This is 1.
No.
Do you want to try to... What wises do you have?
I got Starwise and I got Corvidwise. Are there any crows or
Hey, you could ask
ravens
the crows
about?
for directions.
Are there any crows or ravens about?
Or birds in the Corvid family.
I will say there might be a certain blue jay around.
Let me figure
Go
out what
Now,
that blue jay's
do you want to
name was.
use a Persona point to re-roll all of your failures? Or do you want to use a Fate point and re-roll just 1?
Let's use a Persona point because I got a good amount for that as well.
So just roll 4.
Yes, yes, yes. What was the blue jay's name again? I forget. It was.
She's
Oh,
around-
really?
Jesus. That was scary. Her name is... Wandreda. Wandreda. Wandreda.
One.
Name is Juan.
Her name is Juan.
Wandreda.
Okay, cool.
So, you know that she told you one of her old boyfriends used to hang out around here. She doesn't talk to him anymore though because
Yeah.
he's a fluke. He's a sham.
Yeah.
He's just like his father. So, you do eventually come by and find that there is the remnants of a nest. No doubt a broken household. That is in a good place because you know she said it was good property, but it was very, she just couldn't live with it.
Oh no, of course not. He comes from bad people, is what happens.
Somebody made a smash joke in the background. We're going to ignore it. So I'm gonna say this will take care of your hungry and thirsty because Drugda is going to drag the snake back with you guys. She's gonna cook up its meat. She's gonna ferociously eat most of it, but you guys can get some scraps.
So
Okay.
we all are cured?
If you eat the snake meat, you can be cured of your hunger and thirst because you will find water as well.
Well, I've been hungry for a while now, so yes.
Hey,
Yes.
All right, so everybody is no longer hungry and thirsty. You have a shelter that you can use as sort of like a respite for your checks here. Who wants to go next?
I'll cure my tired by taking a nap.
Give me an obstacle 3 health check.
Okay, so I roll my health.
You cannot get helping dice.
Okay.
This is literally just, I'm gonna snore it out.
Okay. Whoops.
Do you have a do you have a widget that can help you?
What
Maybe-
would a widget that would help me sleep be? Ooh, noise cancelling headphones. There you go.
If I just stick all this moss in my ears,
You have to use natural widgets.
No, I built a thing.
he
to help
builds
me
it.
sleep.
He builds it.
You can build a widget.
Use
that's
it.
cool.
Oh wait, you don't have a fate point anymore, do you?
Nope.
That's
a
right.
loss.
So you can't. You fail.
I-
Oh, no, was it a fate or a persona point?
You used a persona. Do you still have a fate point? I think
do have
yeah.
a
You
fate
never
point.
used one. So yeah, you can use a fate point to reroll 1 failed dice.
Let's do that. Oops.
Oh
It's a slash.
My bated breath. Yay! Success. You're able to shrug off that tiredness. Something that one particular Mouse of Tapper's Point could never have done on the first try.
Oh my god.
So many times.
Boy.
There we go.
So,
Nice
that
nap.
is your check down. Bronze and Noodle, what would you guys like to do?
I want
ahead,
to
Noodle.
take care of Sick.
Oh, I said go ahead.
Oh, okay. I want to try and get rid of Sick.
That is a healer check.
Okay. I do have healer. And that is... is my healer affected by the minus 1d to skills since this is a recovery? Oh, not recovery, it says. Okay.
Oh, thank God. Or you can make an obstacle 4 health check.
Obstacle 4. I have more health, but the healer
But-
check presents a lower obstacle.
It does, it does. So, you want to go
wait,
for the
but
healer
that's
check?
obstacle 3 and I only have 3.
If you do the healer check, Drugda can help you.
I might be able to help you as well.
Ooh, what can you help with?
I always do this, and then I'm like, wait, no, just a second. Let me see what I can try to.
I want to help!
I want to help really bad. Let's.
You can help,
Yes.
maybe.
Archivist or archivist.
You might have an old tea recipe.
Mhm.
You just don't have the herbs, but Tilly can probably find them. Drugda might
Yep.
already have them.
Well, I heard of this, and it probably could help. I just want
Okay.
you to get better, Tilly.
Okay.
Okay. Does anybody else have anything that can help with a healer check?
Survivalist.
I don't think
Might
so.
know about her.
You could maybe make a bed.
I could make a bed. Yeah, that's the
Make
thing.
a bed.
Use carpentry to make a bed.
sunshade structure.
Actually,
So
yeah.
Sick
Yeah,
is
the heat
apparently a
stroke.
stroker. Not heat stroke, but right before it.
That makes sense. Yeah, I can build like a lean-to for the shade and the
Oh, this is awesome. Okay, then.
Yeah.
Does Elric have anything that can
I-
help?
Nope,
Mm,
I really don't.
okay.
It's. I mean, the closest thing I've got is survivalist, and that's not applicable.
Alright. Well, it looks like you're getting all the help you can get.
Let's see.
Good
That
luck.
carpenter coming in clutch, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no kidding.
thing. Ooh, it's my best skill.
I'm gonna spend a point and re-roll all of those failures. Wait, can I?
You can use a fate point for that 6
Yes, I
first
can.
if you want.
Okay, I'll do. Hold on, let me click down the fate point counter thing. Down. Okay, and now I will re-roll that 1. Yay. Okay, then I will spend another point to try and use my. Would trauma wise or old ways wise be more applicable?
What was the other wise?
There's trauma wise and there's old ways wise.
Old ways sounds like there's some really disgusting tea in there somewhere.
Probably. Alright.
And you've been through a
So-
trauma, so either of those really.
Okay, so I use a wise. It doesn't matter what.
Actually, you are currently in a trauma.
Okay, so. Oh, I'll just use trauma wise because that's the first time we've done that.
Yeah, actually, this is actually very in character and
So. That is
yeah, like you guys notice that the tender paw that you just met has been literally like panic mode for the entire day.
pretty much.
Panic mode is
Just-
S mode.
Okay,
Just
barely.
barely.
Pull through.
So your sick is gone. Now we come to Elric's check. What do you want to use for your check?
I had a question on that actually in regards to player checks. Is it all group related in the case of player checks?
Not always. The group can be a part of the check, but you could do something that just your character wants to do.
Okay, it's only because like I was just wondering how like all my failures worked in because I thought I understood it to be a singular thing as opposed to a group, like a group effort.
Oh, for conflicts also, you only get one pass or one fail for the skill that you rolled during that conflict, by the way. I should have
Okay.
pointed that out. Whichever
Okay.
one you want.
Okay.
But what would you like for this right here? This is your, like, obligatory check.
I'm thinking I'm gonna work on. I'm gonna work on getting rid of the angry trait.
Oh, the condition.
Yeah, angry
That
condition rather.
is going to be an obstacle 3 will check, I think? Yeah. So you just have to roll straight will to get rid of it.
What's my will? My will is 3.
Obstacle 2 will. Okay, obstacle 2.
Okay.
Do you want to use a trait?
I don't think I have any left. I think I've used them all. Yeah.
So, actually, Guard's Honor was used against you. You still have that.
Yes, it was used against me. Oh, okay.
If you can justify how Guard's Honor helps you master your anger.
Pull a me, just like really scramble until you get that. I'm
Well,
sorry, I
this-
love you for.
In this case, I believe Guard's Honor would assist me because I'm trained and I have an ability to. I've been trained in the Guard and I've been through a campaign before, and I'm able to actually focus on a task and just meditate, kind of get into a sort of a trance-like state and just relax and remove that anger, and then be able to. I wanted to kind of work it into something, but I don't think I can double dip. So,
Did Red Jack teach you this method, maybe?
I think I would have learned it in the forge with my parents, being able to bang out metalworking.
Sounds good. Well, go ahead and roll your will with +1 thanks to Guard's Honor.
Okay, so that's
There's no room for emotions in battle.
Or when you're making metal. Dang.
Oh
Well,
yeah, you got
This
this.
I want like a book on this method because that
Yeah.
anger is gone.
Pretty zen.
So here's the thing, we got through the checks that you all get by default. We have 4 more checks available. Do you guys want to use these to recover from more conditions? Because I know you guys got a lot.
I don't have any left for myself.
What
Same.
about... Oh, really? And Abby, what about Ida?
Ida is still tired and angry. However, she is with Jugdup, and Jugdup has a very, very specific source. She's a very specific source of knowledge, and she has a very specific history. I would very much like to pick her brain for more scrolls to see if she has anything that she could donate to said library.
So you want to do another archivist check.
Yes, I would.
Alright, I'm gonna say you get her to narrate some things about herself.
Okay.
You're going to have to test me your archivist.
All right.
So what is this for? Do you just want it to be like her accurate, like what the words she says, or do you want it to be like a study of what the weasel whatever is talking about?
I feel like it's very interesting how she lives. It seems like she lives differently than what we as mice have heard about weasels in the past. I want to kind of grill her to see if she knows if her experience is, if other weasels have kind of taken this path, or if she is a very kind of odd weasel out.
I'm going to say this is probably obstacle 4.
Okay.
Just because it's a little obscure, some of the stuff she's talking about.
Yeah.
And she doesn't stop for you. She just keeps talking. Get the sense that once she starts on this, it's her space.
Yeah. Okay, and I would like to use...
And I will be sending you information about that, because you will be the only one that she will share this with.
Okay. And I would like to use Inquisitive with this.
I accept.
Okay. Because obviously... So that would make... 4, and I can't spend any Persona or Fate points right now to up my chances of...
You could use either the community pool from the donations, or you can use your own.
Okay.
And I did notice, so you have to have a pass as well as a failure to level up your archivist to the next level.
Yeah.
So this could go good for you either way, I think.
Yeah. About 6. I've got 2 passes and 1 fail. So... Wait, it's... Sorry, again. It's a Fate point or Persona point to up the number
dice.
of... add dice.
Persona.
Okay. So I'm going to add... 3 dice, because it's that important to me.
From your own pool?
Yes, from my own pool.
Okay.
Wow. So, got
I'm loving.
4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Okay. So, it's a little disturbing, some of the information you grill from her.
Mm-hmm.
You learn a lot about her life, where it started, and how it ended up here. Do you have any particular question about Drugda that you want answered?
Would it be possible for me to think on that and
Yes.
get back to you? Okay,
Yes.
cool.
So that's 3 checks left. Who wants them for whatever?
Can I get rid of tired?
Go ahead and make a health check.
Oh boy.
Obstacle 3.
Obstacle 3. Fortunately, my health is 6 because I am a spry young child. Alrighty, let's go. Hey!
Wow.
Finally! She's
Oh
been
my
tired
gosh.
since episode
There you go.
1!
Nice.
Finally,
Okay.
she gets some rest.
You have been pulled from the depths of hell. Condition hell.
She takes a nap, and for once, it's a good one because it's outside and there's like not things trying to kill her immediately at the moment.
Oh yeah, the hustle and bustle of Tapper's Point is just as worse as before. They want to turn this place into a town, and you're like, I cannot sleep. It's like it's like you're a country kid, and you go to the city for the first time, and you spend the night in the hotel with your parents, and you're just like, people live here? How do they sleep?
There's traffic and also like mice in the wild live in like burrows and like dens and stuff. And so she's like, why are we in a tree? This is weird. There's like wood everywhere and it's all hot and there's like no ventilation. What? And there's things in the walls. I can hear them.
They're coming out of the walls!
Ah!
I'm just imagining Tilly like sneaking out every night to try to just like lay on the ground.
Oh, this is
So much
canon.
better.
This is what she does. That's why she's always tired.
And why she's always dirty
Yeah,
in some form or another.
Exactly.
I love
Well,
chili.
you nap like a baby. And that leaves us with 2 more checks.
Let me get cracking on the palisades for the town
Sure.
around
so
the tree.
do you want this to be like a stonemason check or a carpenter check?
Palisade would be made of wood because they're, sticks,
Okay.
which are pointy.
In that case...
Also, my carpentry skill is twice as high as my stonemason skill, but I do have it.
I think it will have to be obstacle 4.
Okie doke. Gonna
From
need a
what this
lot of
is
help then.
Telling me. Does anybody have carpenter?
I do not.
Does
I
anybody...
have laborer.
Labor can help.
Close enough, yeah.
Does anybody have survivalist to find materials?
I
I
do
do.
have,
Oh.
and so do I.
So, what's the next option for helping? Ida, do you have anything?
And
You
this
could
is
get
for-
other mice to help,
What about
like a social check.
What about Smith for making nails and stuff for
There you
him,
go.
so that he'd be able to get things
that would
together.
work so much better than what I was
So-
about to pull out.
So I will take Smith then, and you can take survivalist.
Okay, so that's 3 helping dice, and it is obstacle 4, since
Okay.
this is going to be around the whole entirety of the tree.
Okay, I didn't expect to finish the whole thing right away, but
I mean, it's a work in progress because we don't know if you'll be able to be in the next session or not. So we sort of have players' turn checks be things that people do when they're not in the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, whenever you're ready to roll, do you want to use any community dice, something like that?
well, it is a big step up in defense, so let's do it.
All right. How many dice do you want? We have
Let's see,
13.
how many do I have now?
What's your carpenter?
My carpenter's 4.
So plus 3, that's 7, and you need 4 successes.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want like maybe 2 or 3 more dice?
3 would make it certain. Let's go with 3.
So we can use 3 of the community dice, and you can roll 10.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
If this works, chat has saved the town from whatever will happen next.
I'm going to consider that when it happens.
Come on, lucky.
When, not if.
Fuck. That is sad.
Okay.
Oh.
That's real sad.
So here's what you can do. Your wise is widget wise.
Yep.
It's now explain that again. It's like some random thing that you can figure out what it works like.
It's gizmos.
A gizmo.
That's what I
Small-
think it is. I haven't
Okay.
looked it up.
I
That's-
have it. I have it right here. A widget is a noun, a small gadget or mechanical device, especially
Yeah.
one whose name is unknown or unspecified.
So here's
Second
what-
language over here. There you go.
So here's what's going to happen. You can use a community persona point and re-roll all of the failures.
Well, that's
So
a lot. So
1,
let's do
2,
that.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So do you want to do that and say
Yes.
you sort of tinker and you find out that you can get through the pine needles a lot easier if you use this lever jack or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not used to the wood in this strange country, so
Country bumpkin.
yeah, this is
Alright.
all just weird wood. So I'm
Okay.
gonna need better tools. Which I
Yeah,
now have.
Fallen. That's all you, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So 8 dice.
8.
Right.
Indeed, you just need 2 more successes.
There you go.
Wow,
There you
okay.
go.
Rousing success.
Nice.
Beautiful.
This wall is banging.
Alrighty. So,
Literally.
any other like little information or tidbits you want to sort of declare with the palisade?
Maybe I add like archer holes.
Ooh.
Maybe.
I like that.
sounds good.
And
Archer holes.
from there,
Whatever those are called.
I think we have
Crenellations.
crenellations. Was that it? Okay. Well, we have one more check. Who wants it?
Okay, go ahead, Noodle.
Oh, do you have a thing that you want to do?
I wanted to work on Weasel's Bane and try and improve it, but I think how many conditions do you have still? Because you had quite a
Oh,
bit.
I still have angry left, but I wasn't gonna use it on that.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
Did you want to use it on?
You could sort of like fight for that player's turn check, sort of see who gets. Actually, yeah, I think if you talk to Abby and Paladin about what you want for that check, maybe they can say which one is more important.
Tilly wants to disappear.
Oh.
You
I
want to
don't
run
have
away?
an invisibility cloak for you.
She wants to vanish into the wilderness at the sight of Grandma coming out and doing whatever it is that she's still doing here. Tilly wants to not be found.
I don't think you need to make a check for that. You could just say, I stay
Oh, awesome.
outside.
Yeah, I wander into the wilderness and never come back because I get eaten.
Do you,
Okay,
do
in
you,
which case, check goes to you, sir.
Okay, but that's actually dangerous because
Yeah.
like you're living in the wild. You could maybe bunk with Drugda.
She seems so personable and stuff.
Is Drugda willing?
Make a persuader check?
Do people think that is a worthy thing to spend the check on, or should it go to oh my gosh,
He
what is
wants
your character?
to do armor
Elric is.
and try to improve his sword, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was looking to do. But if you, I mean, I think it's fine if you want to go and stay with Drugda to avoid your granny or your grandma, whatever the history is there.
I am
Cool.
100% in
Okay.
favor of you hiding from your scary grandma.
She is scary.
Alright, so-
sweet, guys. Okay, so you're unfortunately gonna have to convince Drugda that you are also hot shit. And I'm totally not scared of, well, I am scared of my grandma. But I'm scared of her more than you.
Okay, so
Which is actually
Tilly.
convincing.
She would.
Tilly sneaks her way up to Drugda's little hut, and because she is a brown fur and because she's still covered in all of this green dye from the beginning of the session, she has some nice camouflage, and so she manages to slip away from the patrol, sneak around all the security that Tapper's Point has, and just get to Drugda's place. And she gets the old weasel hermit's attention and basically goes, "Miss Drugda, I have a proposition for you. I can do things. I can move stuff. Do you need a laborer or some sort of helping hand to help you do things? Because I can do whatever sort of slave work you want. Just don't make me go back there." And she points at the tree.
She just stares at you. And then she sort of cocks her head to the side and says, "Sure about that? After all."
Sure as anything.
Okay, now she's speechless. She has not been approached by a mouse in this, like, upfront manner, so let's go ahead and roll for it. She's using her manipulator. She's basically gonna try to, like, shoo you off of her lawn, but if you stand your ground, you might be able to convince her otherwise.
Okay, so I don't have Persuader or Manipulator, so I'm
dear.
gonna be beginner's luck in something. That's Happy Will, so that's 2, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm rolling 2. Do I have anything that can help me?
Lots of
Oh.
community dice. Lots of persona points. I'm sure you have lots of persona points.
I have so many Persona points.
Just
I
use
also
all of
have
them.
Driven. I think I'm going to use my Driven trait to help me.
That sounds like a plan.
Pure as the driven snow.
And you broke Abby for a second.
I'm muted! Okay. I'm gonna keep track of these things that I'm using. So that's 2, plus my trait, that's 3, plus Persona points. Can I just, like, dump Persona points into this for extra, like, 1d per point? Or...
Yes, technically there's a limit of 3, but I kind of don't care.
I'm a dump 3 into it, so that's... Let me count down. 3, 2, 1. And that doubles it to 6. And then community dice. Can I just like access community dice?
Yeah, they're under donations in the handout section.
Donations. Ooh, 10 dice. Lovely.
I think I'll use
All of them.
I'm a greedy little nerd. I might use one of them to bump it up to 7. And let's see, do I have anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Yeah, I think that'll be good. Let's try this. Boop. Hey. 5 successes. Oh.
Good, yeah, good thing you use that because she stands up and she kind of just like steps up to you and just knocks you over with her presence. And you get back up and you just look up and I assume you're standing your ground. You're not going to be intimidated because this is nothing compared to Granny Biddy.
Yeah, like honestly, Tilly ran away from her entire family and joined the Mouse Guard. Like she was willing to put her life on the line against wild animals in the like uncharted wilderness to get away from these people. And now one of them is here, and she's just like, look, I don't care that you're a weasel. I don't care that you probably have eaten lots of mice in your lifetime. Whatever, I will take you over them any day. Just let me stay here.
Okay.
Her grandma was so mean. I don't blame her.
And that at this moment, she starts to realize you really don't want to leave, even if she starts to try to do things like she would do with like an annoying mouse or an annoying animal, like, oh, what are you gonna do when I get hungry, huh? And then she sort of like does realize there's this like a driven mind here. I'm amused. And Abby, you will actually probably, if you were here, you would understand that she might in fact relate to this small mouse's situation.
Mm-hmm.
Albeit, she concluded this unfortunate drama in a much more violent manner.
Yes.
So, we'll say you pass. And you are starting to learn how to be, what? Persuasive?
Persuasive.
Alright.
Oh.
And as we sort of leave these two, this little tender paw, with this giant turtle-shelled weasel hermit, you enter her hut and begin to arrange her very untidy state of mind. While the rest of you get some well-earned rest back at Tapper's Point.
Behind an actual wall! Yay!
Exactly. And then we will leave our session right there, but before we do, we're going to do some rewards. So at the end of every session, we are going to make sure you guys get your dues. We're going to give you fate points, and we're going to give you persona points. But first, we're going to do fate points. So, if you were able to act on your belief and act on your instinct, you can go ahead and get a fate point for each of those. But only if you think you did. What do you guys think?
I did not act on my instinct, but I did act on my belief. It is all about knowledge is the strongest weapon, and I got some knowledge today.
Good job.
Yeah!
I do know that I acted on my instinct because that's what got us in trouble with the snake.
I acted on my instinct, always protect my friends using my blade and brains.
I didn't hide from anything, but I did build strong walls,
It's true. You do.
which is my belief that only strong walls can keep you safe, and I made those.
Most
Would I-
Twice even, so...
Would you make the argument for that I completed my belief stating that cleverness, when applied properly, can bring down the most powerful foes by setting up the conflict, as I did when I said, hey, Abby, go ahead, you do this first, and then I'll attack, and then...
That
I
makes
mean,
sense.
it's a snake, and you're a mouse. You have to sort of work as a team in order to take down these big predators. Unless
Yeah.
Red Jack was literally Now we go to persona points. You get a persona point if you accomplished your goal. Who here thinks they accomplished their goal?
I think I did.
And me as well.
My goodness. And if you ever did not accomplish your goal, you would possibly get a fate point for working towards it. But I believe we're all set with that. Did anybody here play directly against their belief in a dramatic fashion? Otherwise,
No.
you would get a persona point. That is sort of one thing that Mouse Guard does sort of encourage sometimes, is that your belief, it can be challenged, and sometimes beliefs change, just like us. But I think right now, your beliefs are strong, and I don't know if they're untested, but they're certainly sturdy, like those walls you built. So what I think we'll do is move onwards to our 2 next rewards, which are voting. We get to decide who is the most valuable player and who is the workhorse. Now, the most valuable player did that one role or this one action that really decided the success of the gang and of the completion of their mission. The workhorse is more oriented towards the person who really shouldered all of the burdens and really pushed the group onwards with the roles that they did. So what do you guys think?
I thought Brahms made a lot of really, really, really important roles today. I feel like in terms
Not well,
of
but
fighter, well, he kind of. There were a lot of
Here's the
good,
thing, though.
important roles that he.
He really did use his traits against himself to get you guys those players' turn
Yeah.
checks. That could
That
be
is true.
considered workhorse.
yeah, I think he was the workhorse. Because who else was it going to be?
True.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you got whipped.
Yeah, I sure did. It's okay though. It's okay though. It cleared up a lot of conditions for everybody.
Yeah.
You
also
cleared up.
Made,
She would have died.
Yeah.
I would have
She would have
died.
died.
She would
You also
been dead.
You also made most of the rolls in the beginning of the session, so
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Workhorse. I always get those two. Like. Yeah.
But who gets most valuable player?
I think Lloyd should get this one only because of that final really good roll on that snake
Yes.
to just lop that head
He
off.
literally killed
Yeah.
the snake.
And plus going against his nature to run and hide to actually lop
Right?
the head off.
actually, yeah, that's a good argument
Oh
for
my
it.
gosh, there should be a reward for that.
I literally, like, at the end, I wanted to be like, yes, Lloyd! Like, I wanted to be there with a foam finger, like, you rock, yeah!
I was totally gonna role play it up and be like, and pat him on the back and be like, that's a good job, and he was gonna be like, blood everywhere, terrible snake.
He just falls into a puddle trying to get the blood off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, after that I just let go of the axe and run away.
Yeah. Ugh.
Not even to Dapper's Point, just back to Lockhaven.
All the way.
Flee this cursed place.
And then we get to the final reward, which is the Embodiment Award, which goes to everybody. Wonderful! Everybody gets to have a fantastic recovery. That means you all get a persona point for playing your characters and role-playing so wonderfully this session.
Yay!
I believe that is it for this session of Mouse Guard. We had 2 new players today, and we had 2 returning players. Go ahead and let's just take a moment to talk about Mouse Guard, the role-playing game, the setting, the characters that you played. What do you guys think about it? Especially from, like, you know, is this your first time playing it?
Yes.
Mhm. And Brahms, you as well?
Oh yeah, it's my first time playing this campaign, this system.
Mhm.
But yeah,
And
it's
so
totally
this was
fun.
sort of like your first bite, and how did it taste?
As much as I, played against my traits and everything, it was actually really enjoyable. And I mean, the thing is too, what I liked about even playing against my traits, I was still able to help the team in a very significant fashion.
Yeah, I love the teamwork aspect of the thing. That's such a great mechanic to even use, because every RPG is based on it, but this one really pushes it to new levels. Which
Yep.
is just great.
Sort of does like, it especially really makes you like put the teamwork into the dice.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
And I love the character creation with all the questions, and it really helps you stack the character's history into like, it's not just what do you want to be, where do you want to put your points. It's like, who the heck are you right from the start.
Yep.
How mousy are you? Just how mousy? Are you afraid of owls and all the other snakes that try to kill you like every mouse
Heck
is?
yes!
Oh man, yeah, I actually kind of figured that was the case with your character because you had a higher nature than most of everybody here except for Abby, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, Abby has like 6 nature, guys.
She's got a crazy nature.
But any
down
other
one match.
last thoughts on tonight's session, the game, things here?
You guys did awesome. I enjoyed
This was
playing
great.
with you.
Yeah.
Come back. Guys, it was fun.
Yes.
Yeah, that was wonderful. That was actually a lot of fun, guys.
Yes, I'm so glad.
Well, I'm happy to do it, and I'm happy you guys came on tonight. I was very happy. And we're just going to go ahead and do one last thing. It is the 31st, which means tomorrow is September. This is your last opportunity for the giveaway. One Night Werewolf, which we hopefully can play at some point. I'm giving away a physical copy here. You can go ahead and join the giveaway down below in that chat. Tomorrow, during Out of the Abyss, we will pull the winner. So if you want to be there and hopefully win it while we're streaming our Out of the Abyss No Party Mode campaign, I would advise you to go ahead and make that thing. But in other news, that's really all we have for you tonight. We want to thank Fallen One because gosh darn, you gave us that last push to conquer the snake, to conquer our conditions, and just freshen up. We really appreciate it. 27 gnomes though.
No, that was actually my little brother because before he had a not so nice username. That's why I was yelling at him at the very beginning of the stream. If you guys watched the chat, I'm like, "What was your username, young man? You go back and you change your username." It was
27 other things.
27. I'm not gonna. Never mind.
Yeah.
We're going to thank them for their contributions, and
It's cool.
I'm gosh darn happy. Thank you guys. We're going
Thank
to.
you.
I wonder.
Thank you for.
Well, gosh, you're never welcome. Let's see if we can do a little raid because I feel like sharing the love. So what we'll do, we'll get the Possum Posse together, and we'll search for. Oh, I know who we could raid. Is Mr. Speedy? No, Speedy's not up yet. I think he did. He was gonna do Alone in the Dark. Not Alone in the Dark. 6 and 20. Blades in the Dark. There we go.
Alone in the
But
Dark.
I don't know if it's here yet. We could go raid Bubbernut or Unmade Gaming. Oh no, I don't want to choose between them.
Oh, that's hard.
Oh wait, no, Blades in the Dark is going on.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. So here's what we'll do. We're gonna go ahead and go show some love. We're gonna hunt for Speedy. Make sure that he knows that we think he is awesome because Speedy is awesome. So is Blades in the Dark. What is happening?
Alone in the Dark.
Alone in the Dark. That is not a game.
Actually, it is, but
Well, not a role-playing game.
no, it is not a
No
role
of.
that we know of.
Alrighty, here's what I want you guys to do. Go to Not So Speedruns. Do the /me or /me and show him that the Possum Posse is behind him all the way. But beyond that, I wish you guys have a splendid evening, and I'm very thankful for everything you guys do for this channel and for, yourselves, because you deserve a fun game like this. Make sure you drop in the Discord in case you would like to come play Mouse Guard on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We would love to have you. We would love to have the opportunity to pass on this wonderful game to you.
Yes.
But yeah, we'll see you guys next time on the forefront, okay? Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.